HCN Sports presents the High School Game of the Week, featuring the best in local prep sports from around the county. Brought to you by Harford Cable Network, your county connection.
Well, welcome to the 11th season of high school sports on the Harford Cable Network. I'm Don Morrison. Tonight, my great pleasure to be at Fallston High School under beautiful weather conditions for a football game between non-division foes, the host Fallston Cougars and the visiting Aberdeen Eagles. With me is Joe Harbert, the coach of the Aberdeen Eagles. Joe, before we went on the air, we were talking about the memories from last year, that game down in M&T Bank Stadium. Potomac, you're down 25-7 at the half. You come back and win 33-25 in overtime. I don't think if you live to be as old as I am, you'll ever forget that.
No, that was a special game. Telling you before, we watched highlight clips of that game. It's just unbelievable, and it just shows, that speaks to our kids' character, their hard work. They just never quit. And we had some special players on that team, and some of them are still with us now. But I'll never forget that team. I mean, that was a great experience.
To see Aaron Henderson hobbling on that ankle and wouldn't come out and just led his team back. He refused to lose. It was just a great experience.
Yeah, it was like I said, we ought to write a movie. That was like a movie script right there. Just that whole season, and then coming back the way we did in the first round of playoffs, and then in the state championship game. It was like a movie. It really was.
And of course, Joppatown winning the same night at the same stadium, a double victory for Harford County. 4 state championships, 2 of them brought home by Harford County. Well, enough about last year. Now it's 2004. You're off to a decent start. You're 2-1. You lost to a very tough Frederick team, defeated Thomas Johnson, and last week in a thunderstorm, whatever that was, 31-0, a game shortened to half against Northeast. Are you where you need to be at this point?
We're getting there. The kids are working hard. And that's all we can ask of them. We played Frederick fairly tough for the most part of the game, and we kind of wore down a little bit and made some mistakes that are going to cost you. And our kids took that to heart, and they really went to work the next week in practice. And we came together against Northeast and really played a strong first half, which is all we had. Kids were disappointed we didn't get to play the second half, but we got a lot of young guys in new roles, and it's kind of neat watching them develop as the season goes along.
Let's talk about some of those young guys and some of those roles who, without Aaron Henderson, without Stokes, Boykin also gone, I believe.
Yeah.
Who takes the place? Who's the people you look to this year?
Well, we got great leadership in Anthony Hill, our quarterback, Devron Galloway, receiver and defensive back. Cameron Stokes up front. He's an animal up there. I mean, it's fun just to watch him play. Avery Willie, Jamal McDonald. We've got a lot of guys, and without a doubt, our transfer in from Washington State, Don Jacobs, it's been a tremendous plus. I mean, we've got a lot of guys, and the guys up front, everybody's done a really good job.
Yeah, we talk about those transfers. That's the kind of thing you live for. At Aberdeen, unfortunately, a lot of times people transfer out, but getting Jacobs as your leading rusher, I mean, he's averaging about 11 yards a carry touching the ball.
Yeah, last week he had 6 carries for only 180 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, he's very explosive. He's fun to watch, and he's the type of back that we've been looking for to play in the spot that he's playing in what we call our B-back position. And it just, people can't just worry about our speed off the edges. They got to worry about that quick punch up in the middle, and it really adds a nice element to our offense.
Talking of Anthony Hill, a great responsibility for him. Aaron Henderson was your quarterback for 4 years, and now Anthony's a senior, but of course he's had not a great deal of experience at leading the team.
And Anthony so far has done a great job. Anthony's not going to come out and throw a 75-yard pass like Aaron, but what we want him to do is make good decisions with the ball, make good reads up on the line when he's running the option, and try to get the pass in there whenever he can. And he's done a pretty good job. He's completing about 65% of his passes. But we'll pick and choose when we want to throw the ball.
We talk about Fallston, a team that I know you have a great deal of respect for. A team that was down last year, 0-9. They broke that losing streak earlier, but you're coming here to play at Fallston. How do you get your team up? How do you avoid them looking by this team? They're not a division rival. How do you, again, get to play your game?
It's Fallston. That's just a big rival in itself. Our kids really get fired up, as do the Fallston kids. Just the fact that we're playing on TV, it's Friday night, we're under the lights. The guys are fired up. Plus, they're fired up because we didn't get to finish our game last week. We got a lot of things to prove. We got to prove it to ourselves and to everybody else.
Coach Harbert, I look at your record against Fallston, surprising 1-3. You have a great winning percentage in your 5 years at Aberdeen, but Fallston's not been one of those winning teams against them. What have they done that's been able to dominate you?
They have really done a great job at controlling the ball and taking a lot of time off the clock in the past. I mean, we've had some talented teams, but we've not necessarily been really big up front in the past, and they've just been able to dominate the line of scrimmage. And they run the kind of offense that they want to be ball control, keep it out of your hands, and then when you get the ball in offense, you feel like you have to score. You know, when you get teams in that pressing situations, that's when turnovers happen, and that's happened to us in the 3 losses that we've had. They've been nail biters. I mean, one of them was 13-12. I mean, they've all been really close, and I mean they've been great battles too.
Well, good luck to you tonight. Have a great game and come out of this healthy and have a great year.
Thank you.
That's Coach Joe Harbert of the Aberdeen Eagles. We're going to come back and talk to Coach Dave Seske. We'll do that in just a moment. Well, fans, we're just a couple of moments away from kickoff here at Fallston High School. It's Fallston versus Aberdeen. And Dave Seske, whenever we talk about Fallston Aberdeen, over the last 4 years, you've beaten this team 3 times. I know Joe Harbert doesn't take you lightly at all.
No, we've been fortunate with our power football in the last couple of years to win. Last year, Aberdeen had an outstanding team, state champions, and their seniors put it all together and whipped us pretty good down there. But it's been an interesting game over the last 5 years.
Dave, when we talk about your ball club, usually a power football, that's the sort of the Fallston mantra, but that's not always the case. You try to mix it up as well.
We've opened up our offense a little bit because we don't quite have the size that we had during the power years and the speed, but we've kind of, we flipped from one offense to another, a little open split backs, little I formation, and then we can jump back into power. So, we kind of do it all right now.
Dave, we talk about Dean of Coaches of Harford County. I know that's hard to believe. I can remember when you and I were rookies back at Aberdeen High School 30 years ago, but 28 years you've been here at Fallston. The very first year you opened the school, and you've been there ever since. Why and what is it that made you stay in one place for this long and keep up this nonsense and this craziness of coaching and being athletic director at the same time? That's a tough job.
I think it's the love of sport more than anything, and this is what I went to college to do and learn to do, and I really didn't have any aspirations of being an administrator, like a vice principal or principal, anything like that. So I stayed at this level. I like being around the kids, working with the kids, and that's what's kept me here. Hopefully I can get 1 or 2 more years out of this before I retire.
You certainly are a credit to your school and to your community, and you've added a lot, not only in terms of winning, because you've had a lot of great winning seasons, but also the character that you've built in these young men. Dave, I say this to you, and I say it to the other coaches. When I look around at Joe Harbert, and I look at Bruce Riley, and I look at Fred Myers, and just go all the way down the list, not to leave anybody out, coaches who, care about winning, but care about kids more than winning. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we're very fortunate in this county to have a lot of football coaches that care about their kids and not just their winning records. And it's a great story. One of the things that we've done here is I have 5 former players that are coaching on the varsity and JV level, and it's really a lot of fun for me to watch them come back and actually run the offense or run the defense and be able to help them out and work with them and let them do some of the play calling. And I think that's going on all through the county. There's a lot of kids that come back and work at their schools.
Certainly a credit to that as well. Dave, when I look at your ball club, I look at interchangeable pieces in terms of your backfield. You list your starters, and it's Matt Barrick and Brandon Cole, is it? Kugel, thank you, Kugel. But Matt Brown and George Rao, they come in as well, so that has to be an advantage for you.
Right, we've been running about 6 running backs deep, and nobody gets a lot of calls, but they all have learned the offense, and they all have their advantages and disadvantages and their strengths and weaknesses. And this way we get to play a few more players that way. A lot of them play defense also.
Usually when we think of Aberdeen, we think of stopping their speed. Is that what you have to do tonight? In other words, what will you do to beat Aberdeen?
There is definitely a speed difference. That's the one thing that we're having a problem with as overall team speed. And we have to contain that speed and that quickness, and hopefully that will keep us in a ball game if we can do that. If we let them run wild, then we're going to be in big trouble.
And Aberdeen, though, last year they lost a lot of kids, Aaron Henderson, Stokes, and Boykin and others. They've loaded again, aren't they?
Exactly, and I understand they got a transfer from Washington State.
As if they needed it.
Right, and the thing is, when you have a winning tradition like that, you know, more kids come out that didn't play the year before, and kids get highly motivated. You know, so you go through a few years like that, and they're on the upswing right now. You know, a couple years ago they were a little bit down, but they always had good athletes, and they stuck with it, and they put it together last year, and their program's going to be strong for quite a few years now.
As will Fallston, and we really congratulate you for breaking that horrible losing streak. That's never fun, and I know that was a big monkey off your back as well.
Right, that was a tough thing to do. Sometimes you start, as well as winning, you start getting into a losing mode. You know, the kid, it happens, over and over again. And I was kind of, really pleased that the game we won was up at Elkton, because it's a very difficult place to win over the years, to win a game at Elkton Stadium. So our kids really played well that week, and hopefully we can bring back that type of play tonight.
Well, Dave Seske, best of luck to you tonight and the entire season. Stay well, and good luck to your team all during 2004.
Thank you, Don.
That's Coach Dave Seske, coach of the Fallston Cougars, 28 years at this school, the dean of coaches in Harford County as far as football is concerned. Well, we'll be back in just a moment with the kickoff of this game. It's Fallston versus Aberdeen at Fallston, a non-division battle against two teams that early in the season are looking to build the momentum for the rest of the year. We'll be back in a moment. Fans who are tuning in here as a ceremony is going on to honor Corporal Patrick Ryan Adel, who perished in Iraq, graduate here 2001 from Fallston High School. And now you're hearing our national anthem, Abrielle Willis and Lauren Herzog singing our national anthem. A very moving ceremony as we watch the captains from Fallston, Mark Rohde, along with number 25, Matt Bowen. And I believe the other captain over there is Brandon Kugel, number 32. He's listed in our program. Or actually, it's Brian Comfer, number 33, who raised the flag here at Fallston's complex. Mark Bosminski, of course, we talk about football. We love high school football, but there are more important things in life. And honoring this Corporal Patrick Adel, who gave his ultimate sacrifice in Iraq so that we could be free, certainly something that the Fallston fans and the Fallston community and the Fallston team, by wearing his number 4 that he wore here, very, very appropriately done.
Yeah, it was a very great tribute to
Patrick Adel.
Patrick, and they did a great job in honoring him and this evening.
And of course the national anthem sung by Abrielle Willis and Lauren Herzog. Lauren Herzog, a junior, and Abrielle Willis, a senior. They did a wonderful job as well. We're just a few moments before the kickoff here tonight at Fallston High School. It's the Fallston Cougars dressed in their orange uniforms with a white trim, and the Aberdeen Eagles dressed in the white and blue and gold. Aberdeen on the far side, of course, and the Fallston Cougars here on the near side, where we're set up in this tower at Fallston High School. Mark, an absolutely perfect night for football in terms of weather conditions. It's probably going to be in the high 60s by the time we kick off, and no wind at all. The field looks to be razor fast, which in the case of Fallston may not be good.
Yeah, it looks like it's field conditions are really good, and field looks like it's pretty fast, unlike last week where it was soppy, soaking wet.
Let's go down onto the field to Frank Mazzanati. Frank, what's the field conditions like?
Just wait.
Here's Frank now. I think we had a little technical problem. Now, Frank, tell us about what's going on down
Okay,
there.
Don, had a chance to talk to the coaches, both teams, and both teams are excited about tonight's football game. Certainly, it is no factor with the weather. Feels dry, fast, which should play a favor into the part of Aberdeen because that's their strength, speed, and their skill positions. Fallston tonight's probably got to do a great job defensively more than anything else, and offensively control the ball, keep it away from last year's state champions. Back to you, Don.
Thanks, Frank. Nice assessment of the field. The Cougars are going to have the ball first. They'll be receiving the kickoff, going from our left to our right across your TV dial. Matt Bowen will bring it back, along with number 9 is Ian Frazier. And we have something here, I think, for Mark to tell us.
Yeah, we have the officials tonight. We have Joe Dominic, who will be head referee. Other referees that will be out there, or officials, will be Dave Morrow, Floyd Gamble, Kevin Glover, and Luke Yackley. So those are our officials for tonight. And as we get started for the kickoff.
Just about ready here at game time, just about on time at 7 o'clock, kicking off on this Friday night. Aberdeen will kick the ball off. They again will be going from our right to our left across your TV screen. Kickoff coming from Keith Harris, the 6'4", 250-pound junior. He'll meet the ball. And we're underway at Fallston High School. It's a squibbly kick. Knocked down and picked up and brought back, and down he goes without being hit. That's Randy Heckler. Could be a flag on that. He was already down, but the officials are going to say, nope, no flag there.
Yeah, the knee touched.
Put it in the play.
The knee touched, and in high school and college football, once that knee's down, the player's down.
I thought we might see a flag since Aberdeen jumped on top of him, but there was no harm done. The Cougars will put the ball in play in fairly good field position. They're going to be just about at their own 28-yard line as they put the ball in play. Mark Busminski, what do the Cougars have to do to stay in this ball game? They certainly are the underdogs.
I think the one thing is like they used to do in years past, is just ball control. If they keep their offense on the field and can try to maintain some sort of ball control offense.
Right away, though, Richard Fortin breaks through and knocks down the quarterback before he can get started. The quarterback, Mark Rohde. Rohde was trying to hit a wide receiver in the near zone, couldn't get away with it, and he lost 4 yards on first down, 2nd down and 14.
I think Dave, the Cougars were trying to catch the Eagles off guard there and try to loosening up that defense.
I'll give you that starting lineup in a moment here as we get a chance to for the Cougars. Hand off inside. Flag goes down. The running back it looked like Brandon Kugel. No, check it instead. It's Brian Comfer, number 33. See what the flag was about. That's where you sometimes see holding, and that's exactly what it is. Again, something you don't want to see happen if you're Fallston, and it'll go back another 10 yards. They'll face a 2nd and 24. That starting lineup across the front line for Fallston. Dan Trombetta is at the left tackle. Steve Jones, Kevin Chenoweth, Alex Davies, and Brian Trimble. He is at the right tackle. Brian Comfer is listed as the starting tight end. Scott Tolliver, the split end. Kevin Rohde, number 41, will be in the backfield. Mark Rohde, the quarterback. Matt Barrick and Brandon Kugel in the starting backfield. Rohde now going to keep the ball. Gets some decent yardage and gets out just about to the 20-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and long, about 3rd and maybe 17 to go for the first down.
Fallston looks like they're trying to spread it out a little bit to send some receivers down the field and pull those corners and safeties away to 2 receiver side to set up. That was a design quarterback sweep right there, basically.
3rd down. Again, about 17 yards to go. Ball resting just outside the 20-yard line. To pass, Rohde has a man open, but he zigged when he thought he was going to zag. He was looking deep downfield to try to hit Scott Tolliver. Tolliver was, I think, according to Rohde, was going to break it off, but Tolliver continued running, and that'll bring up a 4th down. 4th down and about 17. The Cougars will have to punt.
Yeah, they're punting to a dangerous receiver here in Avery Willie, and he's very shifty, very fast. I'm curious to see if they're going to kick directly to him.
The kick will be coming off the foot of Tim Weinhold. Tim averaging only about 27.5 yards a kick this year. Looks like Aberdeen has an injured player who's coming off the field holding his back. That's Devron Galloway. But Devron's going to come back on the field. Devron looked like he had a little bit of an injury. That would be a terrible loss for Aberdeen. The 6'2", 225-pound senior, along with Avery Willie. Last year, Mark, when we saw them win the state title, they were the sort of change of pace guys when you had Aaron Henderson and Stokes and Willis Boykin. Those are the seniors they look to. This year, it's got to be Avery stepping up, Avery Willie and Devron Galloway leading this team.
Oh, definitely, because they were key players in last year's success, and I think Aberdeen goes as far as those players will take them. They're great skilled players at those skill positions, as well as defensive players on the other side of the ball.
Timeout on the field now, back in play, still looking for that punt. Tim Weinhold back deep to punt. He'll meet the ball from about his 15-yard line. Back deep is Avery Willie. Good snap. It's off the side of his foot. It's going to come out of bounds here on the near side. A very, very poor punt, and that'll set up the Aberdeen Eagles in great field position, deep in Cougar territory, 1st and 10.
Well, they definitely didn't kick to Avery Willie. Just a poor kick there. Just shanked it off the side of his foot. It's going to give Aberdeen great field position, and let's see what they do here.
Really tough break for Fallston. Of course, they wanted to get the ball started with a good field position, but that penalty set them back. The sack also set them back, and now the poor punt. Aberdeen will set up on the 25-yard line of Fallston, 1st and 10, after that very, very poor punt off the side of Tim Weinhold's foot. Give you the Aberdeen starting lineup here as we have the moment. That's Willie. Avery Willie around the right side. He's going to be hemmed in and still on his feet and finally taken down after a gain just about 10 yards all the way down near the 15-yard line.
You can see his shiftiness, and he's got great breakaway speed. Fallston did a good job and just leaving him to an 8-yard gain. I thought he was going to break outside, but they kind of kept a little bit of contain on him.
Avery Willie is the tailback in that position that Aberdeen has. Anthony Hill, the starting quarterback, he's a senior. Don Jacobs, we'll talk more about him when we have the moment. Don is number 27, a transfer mark from Washington State. He just showed up on Joe Harbert's doorstep, and all he's done so far this year is an average 11.3 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns. Last week against Northeast, 6 carries, 180 yards, 3 touchdowns.
That would definitely, those type of, no wonder his average is so high. It's great. It'd be great to have a back like that in your arsenal, and he's just going to add the Aberdeen strength on offense with the depth in that backfield.
5'9", 205, fully developed senior. They're checking to see if it is a first down. Measuring, it's going to be very, very close. The officials are probably getting their credit card out. Looks like we're going to have a replay going on. There's Avery Willie, as you see him snaking around the right side and finally being stormed under by the orange-shirted Cougars. Another feature that we're adding on the Harford Cable Network is the instant replay. Very pleased to have that great work in the truck by Trey Brinsfield and his group as we bring you more exciting action here from Fallston. Looks like they're still trying to decide if he picked up the first down or not. Now that's a awfully close measurement when you have to get down and look at it that close. Could be second down and an inch or first down.
They're really checking that close.
Either that or they're repairing the chain. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Don't have the scoreboard operating here tonight, so we won't be able to tell you how much time exactly that we have. Scoreboard after 20-some years. Finally, Mark, I think like me, it's just a little tired. They sent the parts away to get them fixed, but hoping to have it back by the 8th of October for the homecoming game.
We'll have to just break out the old flip chart.
There you go.
Score.
It is second down and a yard. Looks like they must have had some problems with the chain rather than it being that close. Inside handoff, that's going to be close to the first down.
That's just a little dive off the left-hand side and then setting up the belly option, belly series there with the quarterback, Anthony Hill.
Anthony Hill, number 16, 6'2", 195 pounds. He's done a nice job this year, 23 out of 80, 40% at 1 touchdown. Or actually, I should say he's gained 80 yards rushing. His stats are 19 out of 30, 63% on passing.
Yeah, those at the high school level, those are very impressive numbers.
That handoff again to Jacobs right up the middle. Following that offensive line, and let's set them for you for Aberdeen. Jeremy Walker, Adam Smith, Brian Lefridge, Cam Stokes, and we'll talk more about him in just a moment, and Alex Bond. They're the tackle to tackle. Mark Christian will start at the tight end. Devron Galloway is the wide receiver. In the backfield, Jamal McDonald, Anthony Hill, the quarterback, Don Jacobs, and Avery Willie. Second down, short yardage.
There's the option there. He's setting it up. Quarterback was just reading.
Good play by the Fallston Cougar defense, setting them up for you. They have a 5-2 defense. It's Pete Rabb, Andrew Street, Alex Davies is the nose guard, Brian Comfer and George Rowell across the front. Linebackers are Jamie Greenwood and Nick Mayfield, along with Randy Heckler. The deep defensive backfield, it's Grant Halsey, it's Matt Bowden, and Mark Rohde across that defensive backfield. Aberdeen now third down. Looks like it's 3rd and goal as we look at it again. They're inside the 10. No score here midway of the first period. Handoff, that's Gallo. Check it, that's Willie spinning. It'll bring up a 4th down, 4th and goal, just about at maybe the 1-yard line as they put the ball down.
Yeah, they're just running that was a basic ISO tack or to the outside there.
This drive started, Mark, started at the 25-yard line after a short punt. Aberdeen in 4 plays now is down to the 1, but it's 4th and goal. Big play here early in this game.
Boy, this is a big play.
Hill, the quarterback, turns, gives it away. I'm not sure. They're going to say touchdown Aberdeen. A little bit of a late call. The officials had to give it a real check, but they say that it is, yes, the young man Jackson, I should say Jacobs, Don Jacobs, who goes over from 1 yard out. A 5-play drive, 1-yard plunge by Don Jacobs, and Aberdeen breaks on top at 6-0.
It looked like a straight isolation up the middle. The quarterback did a really good job in faking that out, and I thought he was going to boot it back around to the right side.
Christopher Jackson in to attempt the extra point. Boy, Fallston almost came up with a big defensive stand there.
Very close. Defense played tough.
Jackson, the senior kicker.
That was with that Jamie Greenwood and Street and Davis all clogged up the middle there.
Devron Galloway. Let's go down to the field to Frank Mazzanotti. Frank?
Okay, Don got an unsportsmanlike conduct and the coaches on that. They felt that the Aberdeen player's knee was down before he got into the end zone, and they thought they had a good goal line stance on that. As you watch the game from up top, Fallston's predication tonight is to change defenses. They've been in 4 or 5 defensive different type techniques just on that last drive. And of course, what really hurt them on that drive was that poor punt. That really gave Aberdeen good field position. Other than that, it looks like Fallston can play with them defensively. By changing those defenses, maybe give some confusion to the part of Aberdeen. They're definitely looking for Aberdeen's option play. That seems like the big play tonight.
Thank you, Frank. And as we were away, that kick for the extra point, no good. So it's 6-0. Aberdeen leads. And again, without a scoreboard, we can't tell you exactly how much time is left. We'll say, Mark, it's probably midway of the first period.
Yeah, that's probably good estimation there, Don. We're going to have to just guesstimate all night with this. Just make sure we're using that flip chart.
There you go. Yeah, maybe that's
for the score.
Maybe that stopwatch that we have going here. Aberdeen to kick it off for a second time. Again, a wobbly kick. Coming down, being fielded on the run by Ian Frazier. Frazier gets outside, hemmed in, and down he goes again. Good field position, almost to the 40-yard line, about the 37, where Fallston will put the ball in play. First down and 10 at that point.
I thought Fallston did a great job defensively there, and just mixing it up and confusing Aberdeen's blocking schemes up front. Frank alluded to them mixing it up and showing multiple fronts, and that confuses the schemes of their offensive line of how they're going to block in the attack.
Rohde, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Mark. Rohde still in a quarterback split backfield, turns and gives it. Big break for Fallston. They're going to get across midfield line.
Just an off tackle there.
That's
with
Matt Bowen too.
ISO wide. Nice play there.
Across the 50-yard line, first down. Matt Bowen, he's the leading ball carrier, even though he didn't start tonight, averaging 6.1 yards per carry. And Fallston now following the big block on the right side by Alex Davies and Brad Trimble. along with Kevin Chenoweth, the center. First down and 10, the ball at the 47 of Aberdeen.
In that offset, they're running the ball very effectively there.
George Rowell gets the ball, goes off the left side.
And that's Fallston football there. They really can just run the ball and run the ball and run the ball, and surprise you every so often with the pass.
Big series for Fallston. We're going to have an instant replay coming up for you in just a moment. We'll stay with the action right here for the time being. Second down, about 5 yards to go. Diving for yardage, that's Bowen again. He's going to be close to the first down. I think he's going to have it down at about the 37.
I think they're just running off tackle isolation with the lead back through the hole.
Matt Bowen, the 5'9", 155-pound senior, coming to the ball game. He's really given Fallston a spark.
Definitely, he's really caused this offense to produce right now.
They're going to measure for the first down. It's going to be very, very close. They'll bring the chains in. Again, if you just tuned in, we're in the first period. Can't tell you exactly how much time. We'll have an instant replay coming up for you here in just a moment. Here it goes. You see Bowen taking the ball off the right side, following some great blocks, kicking up about 13, 14 yards on that first down play. And it is a first down for Fallston, their second first down of this drive. They started back at their own 38-yard line. Now in 4 plays, they've gone down to Aberdeen's 37-yard line, where they have it first and 10.
They got a nice sustained drive going here. This is what they need to do. They need to keep Aberdeen's offense off the field and just eat up that clock themselves.
Split backfield behind Mark Rohde, the quarterback, who's gone all the way for Fallston. Rohde's completed 14 out of 30 passes. He can throw the ball. That's Rowell with the ball off the right side. Boy, he just squirted his way through that line of scrimmage, almost like a watermelon seed.
Yeah, he turned.
Boom, down he went.
He turned his shoulders and squeezed right through a little seam.
He picked up about 9 yards, maybe 8 yards. Now they put the ball down. Yeah, just about 8 yards on first down. Down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line of Aberdeen. Same backfield. That's Bowen and Rowell. Split behind Rohde, the quarterback. That's Rowell with the ball off the left side, knifing in and making the tackle, coming in from the blind side or the backside. That's Cam Stokes. We told you we wanted to tell you more about Cam. He's 6'3", 245-pound senior nose guard, 11.7 tackles per game. He is the unquestioned leader on this Aberdeen defense.
Yeah, he does a great job plugging up the hole. Does a great job shutting up the block, but they were able to pick up enough for the first down.
Another first down. That's the third first down on this drive. Remember, they started back at their own 38. They've driven down inside Aberdeen territory. That's Bowen again off the right side. He's running hard. Gain of about 4 on first down.
It looks like they're trapping and kicking out that end and just really isolating on that side with the back, leading up through and pulling the tackle.
Joe Rivera made that tackle, the 5'10", 225-pound senior.
Taking is that Steve Jones? He's pulling out and he's just kicking out. I think they're just pulling their guards like a tackle trap or guard trap there.
The pass, that's Rohde to the far side. A flag goes down. Pass is complete. Nice quick little pop to the sideline. That was Tim Weinhold who caught the ball. Now let's see the flag that came down right in the area where you normally see holding. Very, very close to a first down if the play stands. Doesn't look like it's going to, though. Aberdeen looks like they're pointing and Fallston's beginning to retreat. That a very, very big penalty. So instead of a first down, it's going to be a second down and about 16 yards to go for the first down.
Yeah, that's a big penalty there, 10 yards and a holding call.
Back to the 34-yard line, so take away the first down, put them back to the 34, make it second down, about 16 yards to go for the first down. Late in the first period, the score Aberdeen 6, Fallston nothing, but the Cougars driving their second possession.
Let's see what they do here. They need to go back to their running game and see what they can come up with.
Rohde with the ball.
There's an option.
Flips it to Bowen. Bowen comes down that near sideline, picks up good yardage, down to about the 20-yard line. He gets back the 10-yard loss.
We have another penalty down.
Looks like it's going to be against Fallston. They're going to say hold again. Boy, 2 huge penalties against the Cougars in this drive.
Oh yeah, those are drive killers and drive stoppers, and you can't have those mental mistakes running down the field like this, especially when you're moving the ball against such a good defense.
So instead of being close to a first down again, now it's going to be second down still, but 26 yards to go. The ball is going to rest just about at the 45. They've got to get all the way down to the 19 for the first down. Split backfield again. Rhodey on the takeaway. Still has the ball. Cuts it inside.
Nice move.
Yeah, he gets about 6 or 7 yards. Mark, you read that end. If he commits, you just go inside him,
Go
right?
inside. If he shows contain and comes outside, or you try to cut inside of him.
They'll bring up third down. Still long yardage. Third and about 22 yards. The ball at the 39-yard line. Inside the 39, just about at the 38. 6-0 Aberdeen leading. The Eagles 2-1 on the year. 1-0 in the Susquehanna division. Fallston undefeated in their division at 1-0 in the Chesapeake division of the Upper Chesapeake Bay Athletic Conference. Back to throw, Rhodey without a fake. He's being rushed, gets it off. It's knocked down. That could be a lateral, and it goes out of bounds, and I think the officials are saying it is a lateral. Fallston will retain possession because the ball did go out of bounds, but they lost about another 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, it was definitely a backwards pass, which would be considered lateral, and it's a live ball. And Fallston was very lucky to get for that ball to just go out of bounds.
Good job by the Eagles in rushing that pass. Rhodey never had a chance to even see who his receiver was. Tough break for Fallston. They were driving, had the ball down inside the 20-yard line.
Yes.
Backed up by 2 big penalties.
They had a good drive going. Those penalties are drive stoppers, and you just got to keep their composure and go ahead with it.
Weinholt to kick it away. This time a beautiful spiraling kick. Avery Willie comes back and takes it on the run at the 5. Looking for a break. He's going to be hit twice and still on his feet, and finally down he goes.
What a nice kick. He did him right. He pinned him back to one corner, so you only have to defend 1/3 of the field, which was nice. He gave him nice hang time there, allowed the coverage of Fallston to hold Willie to a minimal gain.
Willie does a nice job to bring it back outside the 20 to about the 26-yard line, where Aberdeen will put it in play 1st and 10, up 6-0 here late in the first period. Let's go down to the field and find out what Frank has to tell us.
Okay, Don, Fallston, real nice drive and real nice ball control. Certainly their coaching staff's a little bit unhappy with the officiating right now, to say the least. But they've got to let that go by and just continue to play the game. Right now, that punt probably was one that they needed a little bit early in the game, but put them right back in good field position defensively. So let's see how it plays out.
For Aberdeen, the quarterback keeps the ball. That's Anthony Hill. Mark, big shoes to fill. Aaron Henderson played quarterback at Aberdeen for 4 years, from a freshman all the way up through his senior year. You're Anthony Hill, you're a senior. You come in to play quarterback in your senior year. That has to be tough.
It is. That's hard because you're watching for 3 years and really don't get much playing time. So this is really a true test for him each and every one of these games. This is his season, and he's not doing a bad job.
Jackson Shifty gets the pitch back. Good job by Fallston. Hemmed him in and took him down. Just about no gain on the play. Looks like Bowen may have been in on that tackle, playing both ways. Big third down for Aberdeen. Third down, a long 2, a short 3. Ball at about the 34-yard line. They've got to get up past the 36 for the first down.
Aberdeen's going to, they've run that option about 6 times already, either with the pitch or keep with the quarterback where they're just reading that in. So they love that play. There it goes again.
Flag goes down, inside handoff. It's going to be close to the first down.
He just handed it off. Just a direct dive there with single setback Johnson.
Referee dropping the flag. That's normally a holding. It's going to be against Aberdeen, I believe. Nope. Let's see. Backfield in motion. Declined. It's going to come up short of the first down. Of course, the gambler and Joe Harbert, do you keep the ball and try to go for the first down early, up 6-0?
No, you got to kick. You got to punt here.
Nice job by Fallston, making a nice defensive stand and forcing Aberdeen to punt on their second possession.
This early in the game, you got to play field position and make them drive the long field.
Jamal McDonald will punt the ball away. Ian Frazier to receive the ball. back in deep receiving formation. Uh-oh, it looks like an out of bounds, I should say, an offside call. Well, you can see George Rao, number 14 on the near side. You can see him sort of crouched down. George is looking for a hole in which he can crawl. I don't think he wants to come to the sideline just now.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate, and that's another mental mistake. I mean, you got to make sure that you are with that. That's a called play there, is to do a hard count to try to draw them offside to get the first down.
On the other hand, if Fallston was trying to block the punt, of course, George Rao was trying to get a quick start. If not, certainly a big mistake, and Aberdeen will keep the ball. The third big penalty, this one only 5 yards, but it allows Aberdeen to keep possession of the ball.
Yeah.
Without a fake, long throw down the sideline, looking for Galloway, knocked away, and almost knocked away from a defender. It looked like Kevin Rohde, number 1, was in, I should say Mark Rohde, was in position to intercept the ball. Matt Bowen didn't know that. He knocked the ball down, but it'll go incomplete.
Well, Bowen did a nice job because he's playing safety, and he just came over to help coverage on Galloway there, and he did a nice job just coming over and closing and breaking the play up. That was a good play, great play by Matt Bowen, and good coverage by Rode as well.
Nice pass by Anthony Hill. He laid it out there, and Avery Willie was running, or I should say Galloway, Devron Galloway was running that fly pattern. Inside, and still with the ball, that's Jacobs. Check it, it is not Jacobs, it's a counter play. Time to look at that number. It looks like it might be number 28. Mark, I still haven't picked up his number. It looked like a counter play.
Yeah, it was 28.
We're going to get an instant replay here in just a moment. There's the pass play as you're seeing down the field. Bowen knocks it away, and you can see Kevin Rohde very upset. I should say Mark Rohde, excuse me. I keep confusing the brothers, the Rohde brothers.
That was Jamal Green on that last carry.
Jamal picks up a first down across the 50-yard line. It's Jacobs with the ball. Or Jamal Green, I guess it still is. It's number 28, not number 27. Good job by Fallston to hem him in and knock him out of bounds. Looks like Bowen may be in on the tackle again, number 25.
Now that was Jacobs on that carry, because Green was on this left side toward us.
Yeah, it's number 27. You're right. It's Don Jacobs, not number 28. 28, Jamal Green, 5'9", 175-pound junior. But Aberdeen, we talk about they lost some players. Yes, they did, but they just reloaded again, Mark.
Yeah, there's a lot of skilled positions coming back, and Coach Harbour does a good job of getting his team ready.
Green in motion, inside handoff. No, check it. Green still has the ball, and he could go down the sideline. One man to beat. Great faking. He's going to go in for the touchdown. Jamal Green, a run of 45 yards on a beautiful fake by Hill into the line. He pitched it back to Jamal Green, and Green went 45 yards. Trying to make the tackle at the goal line with Scott Tolliver. Couldn't do it. It's a second touchdown for Aberdeen. They're up 12-0.
Well, I'm telling you this right now. That safety had an angle on him, and the referee made a block for one of the officials made a block for Aberdeen, and he forced the he forced the Cougar defensive back to veer outside of him, which reduced his angle to get to the ball carrier.
So Aberdeen scores. They're up 12-0. Now they're going to go for the 2 points. Try to make it 14-0. Hill has it. Looking to throw. Going to throw it a bit wide, and so it'll be no good. And so the score remains 12-0 Aberdeen. Fallston doing a nice job hemming Aberdeen in, but a great handoff, a great flip back. Frank, that was a great play there. Here's Frank Mazzanotti.
Hey, Don, Mark should be very comfortable watching this football game. We've got Fallston playing a 3-3-5 defense, which is from West Virginia. Definitely a defense that you've got to feel comfortable if you're going to do anything to counter, and Aberdeen started running some counter series. Of course, they're running that speed option, which should not be a great play against that defense. However, that's how they scored that last touchdown. Fallston started getting a lot of momentum, a lot of energy on their sideline. They were very complacent in the beginning, but then now with the second touchdown, we'll have to see how Fallston reacts. They need a good offensive drive. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Frank. That certainly was a big back-breaking play. Of course, remember, go back to that penalty that kept that drive alive. And then a great fake by Anthony Hill. I mean, he had the old eyes up here fooled. I thought he had handed that ball off in the middle. He flipped it back to Green. Green went around the right side and went in for the touchdown.
He held that ball just at the right right amount of time and pitched as soon as he got hit. He pitched it, and you know, it looks like everybody committed to him, and Green was able to get the pitch and just take it right down the sidelines.
Long end over end kick this time. It's going to go over the head of Ian Frazier and go into the end zone. It'll come back to the 20-yard line. And now again, Mark, you always talk about Mother Mo. It's time for Fallston now to do something to keep this game in hand. As we should say also, the quarter has ended here and they've switched sides, and so now we do know it's in the second quarter. We can't tell you the time because the scoreboard isn't working here.
Well, that was the first kickoff, so sure it's just about 11.5 minutes.
Yeah, left for the half. Again, we apologize, and so do the Fallston folks here, but that scoreboard up there and working for about 20 years. They sent the parts away, and Dave Sissy said he hopes by homecoming they may have it back and working. We are at Fallston High School. It's Fallston versus Aberdeen. The Eagles leading by 12-0. Fallston looking for a spark. Big hit, inside handoff. That goes to Brandon Kugel. Kugel's knocked down just as he hits the line of scrimmage. Maybe he picks up a couple of yards.
They're just, Fallston's just trying to keep Aberdeen off balance here with their with how they're tackling and changing up their runnings. It looks like they're keeping fresh legs in there on different series, rotating their backs through. Very good.
Ian Frazier coming out here to the near side. High backfield this time as Dave Seske continues to try to shake things up. Here comes Kugel again. He's in the clear. One man to beat. I'm telling you, he's running the ball across the 50-yard line. Great job by Brandon Kugel. Kugel, a 5'10", 150-pound sophomore. He's got some high steps when he comes out there, Mark.
Yeah, he broke through that line of scrimmage very well. I think we're going to see an instant replay here of that run. What a great
Let's enjoy
play.
the instant replay here on the Hartford Cable Network. Well, hang with us now. It looks like here comes the replay. You see the pitch back. Good blocking. Cuts it inside. When he gets it in the clear, maintains his balance and goes all the way across the 50-yard line. Great job, HCN guys. There's Kugel again. One man to beat. Finally, Davron Galloway takes him down just as he was breaking into the clear. Close to a first down across the 40-yard line to about the 38.
That's just a straight isolation right off the guard there, and did a great job picking up 8 yards on that.
Steve Jones, the guard, the 6'2", 230-pound senior, making the block. Second down, about 3 yards to go, a 7-yard pickup. Inside handoff, that's, looks like that was a 2. Let's see who it was. Looks like number 22 for Fallston as they rotate their backs. Chad Palmer into the ball game. Chad Palmer is a 5'9", 190-pound sophomore. Well, there's good times ahead for the Fallston Cougars if you look at the depth they have in their backfield. It's going to be close to a first down. This drive began all the way back at the 20-yard line of Fallston. A big run, in fact, 2 big runs by Kugel, Brandon Kugel, the starting halfback for Fallston.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore, and he's shown a lot of maturity here for a young running back here.
Another measurement coming up. We've had several of these here tonight already.
It's going to be close.
Oh, don't do that. Don't wimp out. Now, is he going to make it or not?
Yes, it looks like he's going to make it.
Okay, Mark Bosminski has gone on record that he's going to make it. Mark is still feeling pretty good about that West Virginia-Maryland game last week. We won't discuss that.
It was a good
as
game.
They stretch it out, and again, Mark is wrong again. Mark, you're consistent at least. That's what I like about you.
Well, gee, Don, thanks. At least I'm consistent at something, right?
Exactly. Very, very close to the first down. It looks like it's going to be 3rd down and inches. Well, I'm impressed with the Cougars. 2 big drives. The first one stopped because of the penalties, but they're coming right back. They're not giving up anything at all here in the second period. Down 12-0.
I think that was just a poor spot, Don.
It was the official's fault. You're right, Mark. Maybe it's crooked lines or something.
Oh, that's what it is.
Second down, just about a couple of inches to go. Timeout here on the field. Fallston Cougars 12-0. They're down to Aberdeen.
But Fallston's been able to move the ball pretty much at will, and I think the key to that is keeping fresh legs in there and changing up his backfield and changing up his schemes. because he's going from a split back, offset eyes to a straight eye, and you know, they're just, I don't know if they're keeping Aberdeen off balance there defensively.
Mark, they're showing us in the Cougar sort of, I guess, perch, although Cougars don't perch so much, but you can see that there's Ian doing a nice job with the camera work, getting a little FaceTime. Way to go, Ian.
Well, they do a great job with those cameras all night, don't they?
They sure do. Yeah, we're so pleased to be part of this for the 11th year. Mark, it seems like only yesterday that we started back in 1994, but here we are in 2004, still bringing you high school sports on the Harford Cable Network. We're thrilled to be able to do that each week, and bringing you volleyball and girls soccer and boys soccer and field hockey and golf. The wide spectrum of sports.
That's what we can call this show.
Yes, we can. The wide spectrum of sports. I do have one small complaint. The wasps, Mark, that are sort of nesting in this ivy, a little bit tricky.
Yes. You got to dodge it a little bit.
That got Mark's attention when he talked about the wasps. Big play coming up here. Third down, a few inches. The keep by Rhodey. He's got the first down and more. He just follows the snap of that center, Kevin Chenoweth, and picks up the first down.
That's what they need to do, is just ball control, reduce their mistakes, because they've seen have mistakes compound one after another, and they just need to reduce mistakes and stay focused on what they're doing.
Penalties, the big mistakes. They haven't turned the ball over yet. One bad punt, but penalties stopped the one big drive that Fallston had, and now here they are driving again. Still with the ball. That's Rhodey. He's going to be hit. Still on his feet, and down he goes. You may have heard the folks here in the booth yelling for a face mask, but they don't get it as Aberdeen's Joseph Rivera comes in and knocks down Rhodey before he can get started for a loss.
You know, he was lucky to hold on to that ball, and he came out of his stance stumbling, so it was a good. He was lucky to hold on to the ball there.
Second down, about 13 yards to go. The ball resting at the 37, 38-yard line of the Aberdeen Eagles. Fallston on the attack. The give, that's Kugel. Kugel one-handed tackle. What strength there by Tyrell Denby. Denby, the 6', 215-pound sophomore for Aberdeen, grabbed a hold of Kugel's jersey, and Kugel was not going anywhere.
He really made tremendous penetration from his left side linebacker position there. He was just in there so quick. Amazing.
Third down, still about 11 yards to go. A pickup of maybe one on the play. Big third down play coming. Rhodey hands it off to Bowen. Bowen shakes one tackle, shakes two tackles, driving close to the first down. Boy, it's Matt Bowen. I'm telling you, you've got to be impressed with this young man.
He's shifty. He really can move the ball, and he's got great speed to the outside. So he's done a great job of reading his blocks and slipping a lot of tackles.
Well, that brings up now fourth down, and it's going to be very, very close to a first down. Fourth or first, depending on where the spot is. Now, you're 0 for 1, Mark. You care to take a guess on this one?
Looks like he's a little short.
Okay, Mark says he's short. So mark up the first down, Lee. Oh, just kidding, Mark. I didn't know you heard that. Mark's done a nice job of not gloating. Did you notice, Lee? I mean, he's a West Virginia guy. They luck out and win a ball game against Maryland. 1 out of, 5? They've beaten Maryland. And I haven't heard you say anything like...
If you go back and look at the series over the last 20 years, then we can talk. But it's West Virginia.
2 words.
Last 3 years. Last 3 years was
2 words. Gator Bowl. Just.
That's true.
There you go. Now here's a big play. They're saying third down. I had it as a fourth down. Now they are changing to fourth down.
Fourth down.
Fourth down, about a half yard to go. Let's see what Rhodey comes up with. Gives it to Bowen. Bowen is hit hard in the backfield. Keeps his feet, though. I think he picked up the first down. Boy, give Matt Bowen all the credit. He got hit hard in the backfield.
Yeah, he got stuffed in behind the line of scrimmage. We're going to see where they get Marcus forward progress.
He's got to get across that 35-yard line.
And he's over the 35.
We'll check at 25-yard line.
Or the 25, yeah.
That's going to be awfully close. Mark, you're 1 for 2 now. You want to go for...
This one may be too close to call.
Oh, come on, Mark.
All right, he's first down.
First down, okay.
First down
okay.
here.
I like that. A man who's willing to go out on a limb. First down. Wow, he was first down by the nose of the football. Aberdeen was motioning no first down. Fallston was motioning first down. But the guys with the stripes on their shirts, they're the important ones.
That was those eagle eyes, Don.
You are good. You know, I really have to admit that fully, that you are good. 2 out of 3. And I agree with you, that first one was probably because of the crooked lines out there. Well, the Cougars are marching here late in the first period, I should say in the first half. Down by 12-0. Pitch back. That's Kugel. He's going to be hit in the backfield and taken down, and guess who? Mr. Cam Stokes. This young man is a horse. Cameron Stokes, 6'3", 245-pound senior. He's a man among boys out there.
He really, I tell you what, he really blew that play up because of his penetration. He just shot his gap and was in the backfield and read the ball carrier and made a great play.
Joe Harbert had great things to say about Cam Stokes, the leader of that defense. Second down, 13 yards to go, a loss of 3 on that play. Kugel again with the ball, threading his way through the front line, picks up the yards that he lost and maybe another yard or 2. It'll bring up third down, about 9 to go.
This is 4 down territory definitely for Fallston. So they got 2 plays to get back 8 yards, 7 yards.
Yeah, third down, a long 7, perhaps a short 8. Ball resting at about the 23-yard line. Might be time for Mark Rohde to open it up and try a pass here, and that's exactly what he's doing. What a catch by Ian Frazier. That ball thrown behind Frazier. Frazier stopped and dived back and made the catch. Brilliant catch. I think it's going to be a bit short of a first down, but what a catch by Frazier.
Yeah, it's 4th down and about probably about 1 yard. 4th and 1. So Fallston definitely has to go for it here.
Mark, that was a fantastic catch. When you stop your momentum and go back and catch the ball low like that.
Yeah, that was a super catch. I mean, that's because that's a quick slant, and the momentum's going toward the center of the field. And
big play, 4th down, about a yard. Let's see what Rohde comes up with. He gives to Kugel, close to the first down. Let's see if he got it. He was hit by Jacobs off that right side. First down, Cougars.
That's a first down.
Here's Frank.
Todd, quite interesting to see this. We got Fallston. They run that West Virginia defense, but offensively, Nate Leibel is calling the offensive plays from Towson University. So, and having a great night tonight, number 32, Brandon Kogel, really looks good. He's a 10th grader. Things are picking up for Fallston. Back to you.
There's Kugel again. Just as Frank said it, Kugel having a great night, along with Matt Bowen having great nights. They seem to be finding something off that right side as we follow Alex Davies and Brad Tribble across that right side, along with center Kevin Chenoweth.
Yeah, they're able, just looks like they're able to open up a seam by blocking down and wall off those linebackers that are spread outside. So they're a little bit wide there and able to just seal him off.
Second down, 4 yards to go. That's Kugel again off the left side. He's going to pick up another 2 or 3, come up a yard or so short of the first down. Mark, this is a 15-play drive that began all the way back on the 20 of Fallston. If nothing else, they have just taken the air out of the ball in terms of the Eagle offense is concerned. If they can go in here and score and add the extra point or even the 2-point conversion, they're going to be in this ball game at halftime.
Well, it's typical Fallston. I mean, ball control offense, keeping their defense off the field.
3rd and 1, that's Kugel. He's hit hard, but I think he might have the first down.
And I'm telling you, this is what they've shown over the past. When they used to run the wishbone, now they're going to an eye, to a spread offense. So they're able to do multiple things right now, and then ball control is the name of the game.
Mark, let me correct that. It was Matt Barrick, number 30, not number 32, who carried the ball. Again, another official's measurement. I think we've seen more measurements tonight than we've seen all year so far. 16 plays. They've gone about 75 yards.
And this drive has eaten up a lot of clock. We don't know how much, but it's definitely eaten up a lot of clock. And that's what you need to do, is keep Aberdeen's offense off the field.
Short by about 4 or 5 inches. Bring up a 3rd down.
Definitely going to go for it here and just probably run an isolation play.
No, check it. It is 4th down now. Another big 4th down play. Cougars have kept the drive alive 3 times so far. Here's another big play. Rhodey keeps it. Rhodey fumbles the ball, and a big, terrible break for Fallston, as it looked like Rhodey was anxious to cut that ball to the right off the right guard, but instead never got the ball, puts it on the ground. Doesn't matter who recovered it because it was 4th down.
What a break for Aberdeen. I mean, that's just bad luck for the Cougars because they were just driving. They had such momentum. I mean, you could just sense the momentum changing because of how easily they're able to move the ball against that tough Aberdeen defense.
You can see how discouraged the Fallston players are as they come off the field. 17 plays, they went all but the final 3 yards of the 80 yards they had to go, so they went 77 yards and come up empty again.
It's just unfortunate. Those are those mental errors and turnovers, man. They can just kill you.
12-0 the score. Inside handoff. Well, I'm impressed with Anthony Hill, the faking that this young man has been doing. The quarterback for Aberdeen, he carries out his fake every time, just like he still has the ball.
Well, that's the key to that offense. Is you want to make sure you want to make sure that the defense does not know who has the ball. It's a sleight of hand.
5-yard pickup on 1st down. It'll be, actually call it a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 6. Aberdeen with the ball. We have to be very late in the first half. That drive had to take at least 7 or 8 minutes off the clock. If we had a clock, of course. Inside handoff. Good job by Fallston staying home.
If Fallston can get good field position, they can hold Aberdeen. And this is 3rd down here. If they can hold them and force them in the punt, they'll get good field position back.
Matt Barrick with the tackle, number 30. Pickup of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 3. The ball just about at the 12-yard line. Got to get out to the 15 for a 1st down. Timeout is called by Fallston. Looks like the 4-minute warning has been given. Thank you, Dave. So we have 4 minutes left here in the first half. Frank, we'll go to Frank on the field.
Don, on that last series, that turnover, I was right on the line of scrimmage, and Aberdeen's just jumping all over the place really caused some havoc and really kind of created Fallston to rush through that. I'm going to head over to the Aberdeen sideline, try to grab those coaches before they head off at halftime.
There goes Frank heading toward the opposite sideline. The Aberdeen Eagles will try to catch Joe Harbert before the halftime and get a comment from Joe just to see how he thinks the first half went. Right now, Joe's got to be happy because his team is up 12-0, but Dave Seske knows that his team could be tied or ahead. They've had 2 long drives, one stopped by penalties and the other stopped by a turnover, Mark.
And yeah, and they need to keep their heads up because they are moving the ball very, very effectively against Aberdeen. And I would stay with the game plan that they have. They cut out their mistakes and hold on to the ball. The key to this is ball control. That means no turnovers and maintain and execute what you are doing. And they were surely going in for a score there.
Saw Dave Seske just a moment ago. Mark, 28 years here at Fallston. He opened this school and was the first coach and the only coach that Fallston has ever had in terms of head coach of the football team.
What a tenure he has had.
No, 28 years.
I said tenure.
10 year. Oh, I'm sorry.
Not 10 years.
T-E-N-U-R-E.
Yeah, that's
I understand.
correct.
Got it. There's the handoff inside. Again, great faking by Hill. Going to be close to the 1st down, and let's let them unpile.
See if is there going to be another measurement?
It certainly is.
Measurement.
All right, Mark, do you feel lucky?
Do I feel lucky? I think they got the 1st down.
Okay, Mark says 1st down. Mark it up. You're like, what, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4 now?
We'll see after this one.
Okay. Big measurement coming up here. They're either going to have to punt it away or they've got a 1st down. And it is a 1st down. That's 4 out of 5 for my partner, Mark Blesminski. The drive stays alive, and Aberdeen will keep the ball. Up by 12-0 here at Fallston High School. 4th game of the season for both teams. It's a non-division game, both in the Upper Chesapeake Bay Athletic Conference, but Aberdeen in the Susquehanna Division and Fallston in the Chesapeake Division. Probably if there is a controversy about the UCBAC, it is the placement of these 2 teams, Aberdeen in the lower division, Fallston in the upper division, despite the fact Aberdeen is the defending state champion, and Fallston coming off an 0-9 season. Good job by the Cougars.
Well, you got some tough teams that are playing in both sides of that conference, because Rising Sun is running that wing T flawlessly this year.
Rising Sun and Perryville both 3-0. And of course, they have not played Aberdeen yet, or any of the Harford County power teams. Again, the up back, 7 teams in each division. You've got C. Milton Wright and Fallston and Joppatown and Bel Air and others in the Chesapeake division, along with Elkton. Elkton's lost twice. They've lost both to Fallston and another one of the Harford teams.
Edgewood.
And Edgewood, thank you. So those 2 teams have defeated Elkton. That's the only Chesapeake division foes. It's a good job playing a lot of what we would call pre-division games. I asked Joe Harbert, the Aberdeen coach, whether it might hurt his playoff chances playing in the Susquehanna division and playing smaller schools and not being able to accumulate enough points. And he says he thinks they'll be all right if they take care of business. If they win the games they're supposed to win, they still can get in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's got to win the games he's supposed to win. I mean, losing to Frederick's not going to help them, because there's a lot of points there.
Frederick is 3-0, one of the great teams, though.
In that.
A fumble. It's on the ground. Let's see if Fallston gets it. They do. The Cougars get the fumble. Green fumbles it. Let's see who's on top of it. It looks like number 38 for Fallston. That's Nick Mayfield. The ball was on the ground, it seemed like, for several seconds, and Mayfield dove in and got the ball, and so Fallston will take over inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal, here late in the first half.
Let's see what they can do, if they can capitalize on this turnover and just maintain the ball and get it in there. I know the clock is running down. We have to see how much time is left. Looks like about 2 minutes left, or maybe 2 timeouts for each team.
First down and goal, the ball at the 7-yard line. Rhodey gives it off to Kugel. Kugel cuts it inside. It's close to the touchdown.
Well, he cut that ball back against the grain. If you saw him, he saw the outside that was open, and he cut it back and saw some daylight, and was able to make a good gain out of it.
Reminds me of Tom Matty, the old number 41 for the Baltimore Colts. Wasn't very fast, but he could cut back among the best of them.
We've got about 1.5 yards.
High backfield. That's Bowen as the deep back. The turn to give to Bowen off the left side. Keeps his feet moving.
That's a touchdown.
Touchdown, the officials say. Touchdown, Fallston. A 2-play drive from 7 yards out. Bowen goes over for the final 3 yards. And Fallston is right back in this football game, down 12-6.
They're hanging in there tough. I mean, their offense is moving the ball almost at will against this Aberdeen defense. And Aberdeen has been noted previously as being a stingy defense, but Fallston has really found some weak spots in that defense and been able to drive the ball.
Looks like they're going to kick for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good, and now it's 12-7. Now they say number 55 was the kicker, and I unfortunately do not have a 55 on my roster. Love to give you credit, number 55, but we'll try to find out at halftime who added that extra point. But we do know it's Fallston down now by just 5 points at 12-7. Now, Mark, let me ask you the question. Do you go for the onside kick here and try to score again before the half?
No, because there's probably not a lot of time here. You just want to go in and gather yourself, and I think Fallston has found a chink in Aberdeen's armor there, and is able to go ahead and able to move the ball basically at will.
Frank was down there. He can tell us a lot about what happened. Go, Frank.
Major turnaround here all of a sudden. Look for a kick through the middle, not an onside kick, but a kick through the middle. And certainly that turnover was on the Aberdeen sideline. Their coaching staff was irate. They had a penalty for illegal substitution, which they felt was an inappropriate call. So really kind of set that ball back for that fumble recovery. And great plays. And again, Fallston very confident right now. We've got a ball game on our hands.
Well, we certainly do. 12-7 is the score late here in the first half. There probably is no more than a minute left. It's a little squibby kick. Attempted to field. Did he touch it now? Willie is able to pick the ball up just about at the 30-yard line. Still on his feet. Avery Willie finally goes down. And boy, you can see just how Fallston is swarming to the ball, Mark.
It doesn't matter if they touch it or not. As long as the ball goes 10 yards, it's a live ball, and anybody can grab on that ball. And you know, that was a good Good kick.
Yeah, very good point. That ball is a live ball once it goes 10 yards, and anybody can recover it, just like an onside kick. Ball looks like it's at the 24-yard line now as Aberdeen takes the ball. Now I'll put you in Joe Harbert's shoes. Are you going to just try to run the clock out here and go in 12-7?
Yeah, I think Joe needs just to put something consistent right here and not be satisfied, but just run this clock out, not give Fallston enough time. They need to try and just get a couple first downs and run the clock out.
In motion is Green. Inside handoff.
And if maybe Fallston call their timeouts. If they want to use their timeouts.
Jacobs picks up a very short gain. And here's a young man who picked up 180 yards last week against Northeast and 3 touchdowns, but he's been bottled up pretty well by Fallston. See the Cougar coaching staff.
I'm telling you, Fallston has come in and done a great job in planning for this game because we haven't seen any real big plays.
Second down, a long 7. Hill to throw. Gets it off across the middle to Galloway. Beautiful tackle before he can even move at all. That's George Rao who comes in and takes the feet out from under Devron Galloway.
That's a first down. Looks like it's going to be first down.
I'm not sure. It's going to be very close. Another measurement. Again, I think we're leading the league here in measurements, I believe. Mark, you're 4 for 5 by my count. You said it was a first down. You want to stay with that?
Yeah, I'm going to stay with that.
Okay. I'm giving you a chance.
It's where the ball was when he fell and landed, and it was closer to the line than what they spotted it. But the referee makes the spot.
Oh, I see. So now it's a bad spot. Last time it was crooked lines. And
now the first one was a bad spot, too.
I see. This is a second.
So we'll see. We'll see what it is here. It's a first down.
It's a first down. Never a doubt. Oh, that's 5 out of 6 for you?
It's 5 out of 6. I'm batting pretty good, huh?
You and a man. That's Hall of Fame numbers, I'm telling you.
I don't know about that.
That's Ichiro Suzuki territory.
Was he not tearing it up, hitting the ball, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. You know, it looks like he's going to break George Sisler, the old St. Louis Browns, 1920. Established the record of 257 hits.
What's he need? About 8 more?
He needs 10 more, and he's got, about 12 games to do it. That's Galloway with the ball. Out of bounds he goes. Clock stops. Close to the first down.
Looks like Aberdeen's in their 2-minute offense. It's first down there, so they're doing smart clock management here and moving the ball.
And that answers our question, Mark. Would Joe Harbert be satisfied up 12-7? The answer is no.
Well, I think he's trying to get momentum back, and that's a good point because he saw how Fallston was moving the ball, and he needs to keep his offense on the field rather than Fallston's offense on the
ball at the 45-yard line of Aberdeen. They have a 1st and 10. High backfield behind Anthony Hill. Looking to throw, being rushed, pulls it down. He's going to run. Big gain inside Cougar territory. Down to about the 45-yard line, close to the first down, as Hill just simply took that ball, took it down, and ran for close to a first down. And guess what? Oh, timeout for Aberdeen. I thought we had another measurement. That's close to another first down. Are they going to measure one more time? 5-play drive started back at the 24-yard line of Aberdeen. They've marched it out now to the 45 of Fallston. Love to tell you how much time we have left in the half. Can't do it. The clock not working. Clock on the field, of course, so we're talking about the scoreboard clock. Again, want to welcome you to Fallston High School. It's the Fallston Cougars versus Aberdeen Eagles. Aberdeen, the defending Class 2A state champion. Fallston coming off that disastrous 0-9 season last year. They've already got that monkey off their back, defeating Elkton up at Elkton. Dave Seski said it was great to win in Elkton to break that streak. And now looking to pull the big upset here at home.
And this would be a big upset because Aberdeen was looking to repeat this year, and we'll see what they do.
Hill back to throw. Good protection. Looking deep. Now it breaks down a bit. Still with the ball. Stops, throws into the end zone. Let's see, it's going to be intercepted by Rohde. That's Mark Rohde with the interception. He's got a lot of green down the sideline, and out of bounds he goes. And a flag goes down. Let's see what that flag is about. It looks like the referee threw it just about where Cam Stokes was standing. Let's go down to Frank and find out what it is. Frank?
course, you can see that up top. Late hit on the sideline. It's going to go against Aberdeen. And Fallston certainly right back into this football game, as we said, mostly with the momentum. I'm going to grab Coach Seski at the halftime.
Okay, a change in plans that Frank is going to grab Dave Seski. It's going to be a late hit, dead ball foul, a 15-yard penalty against Aberdeen. Illegal procedure against Aberdeen, but Fallston's ball as Rhodey, the quarterback, makes the interception.
I think we're going to see an instant
Here comes the instant replay. There's Hill on the rollout. Turns, and you can see the ball didn't come out of his hand cleanly. Intercepted by Rhodey.
Rhodey took the ball at the high point, and there was a call there for a late hit out of bounds. It was close, but you want to protect those players.
Nice job by the crew at the HCN truck. Good job by Trey Brinsfield operating the board here tonight.
So it looks like there's probably just a little bit over 1 minute in this.
Well, let me ask you, Mark. Now, if you're Dave Seski, do you let the clock run out, or do you say, okay, I'm going to try to put some points on the board?
He's going to try and put some points on the board, and he may do it with a little bit of trickery and sleight of hand here with what he's doing with his offensive arsenal, because he's able to move the ball. Now, I don't know what he has in this 2-minute offense. Let's see what he's going to go with. If he's going to spread it or he's going to just stick with what he was doing.
Yeah, if there's a chink in the armor of Fallston, it is, you look at Mark Rhodey, he's completed 14 of 30 passes, almost 50%, but only 84 yards and no touchdowns, 3 interceptions coming into this ball game. So it doesn't look like Fallston, at least to this point, has possessed the deep pass offense.
No, but they are ball control, and they got 2 timeouts that will help them. So if they can do clock management well. Going to be assessed on the kickoff. That's going to be the end of the half, as the half does come to an end, and they'll assess another personal foul against Aberdeen on the kickoff beginning the second half. And that's always a tough thing.
Let's go down the field, Mark. I'm sorry, we have Frank with Dave Seski. Frank, take it away.
Okay, Don, I've got Coach Seski here for Fallston, the Dean of Coaches in Harford County, and I know you'd rather the score be 7-12 your favor, but you got to feel kind of good about where your team's at right now.
Our kids are playing real well tonight. A couple mental mistakes, penalties have hurt us, but right now we're hitting with them and we're playing with them, and our running game's going good with all our backs. So I'm very pleased.
Coach, I got to ask you a question. I've watched you over the years, and certainly I've seen you in a lot of different roles. I always had great respect for the way you run your offense. In particular tonight, I see a little change in your philosophy with the coaching staff, and talk a little bit about your coaches and their responsibilities.
Well, I've got actually the Leibel family running the offense. Gene played for me and played fullback at Towson, and Nate was a fullback for me, and their father's been coaching with me for several years. So they're running the offense right now. I'm kind of like a consultant, which I kind of like that role, and they're just doing a great job with the kids.
Coach, I take my hat off to you because I think that's great coaching on your part, and I've always had a hell of a lot of respect for you. So just good luck to the second half.
Thank you very much.
Back up here in the booth, and Frank meant to say a heck of a lot of respect, and it probably was just a little, maybe the microphone didn't pick up when he said heck of a lot. But anyhow, we are at halftime here. Our score is 12-7, the lead by the Aberdeen Eagles. The Fallston Cougars in this ball game, Mark Busminski, they have shown character, they have shown drive, and not only that, but they've shown that they can move the ball against Aberdeen. Now let me ask you, if you're a coach, what is your adjustment? Let's talk first of all for Joe Harbert. What do you do?
Joe's got to get a lot more consistency with the offense and with the defense, because it seems like there's a lot of mix up there on the defensive side of the ball with Fallston be able to move the ball and run the ball basically down their throat.
Now, in the few moments we have before we have to go away, then if you're Dave Seski, what do you do?
I think Dave just sticks to his game plan of just running the ball. Defensively, I think they're doing okay. Fallston came out near the end in their 2-minute drill and spread it out a little bit, but they made decent adjustments.
Mark Busminski, a great first half, 12-7 as you see on our scoreboard, our HCN scoreboard. Fallston coming back to make a game of it. We're going to come back with the exciting second half in just a couple of moments. Welcome back to Fallston High School. We're at halftime where the Aberdeen Eagles lead by 12-7 in a barn burner of a game. I'm with two fantastic young people. I'm with Carrie Fuller, Carrie next to me. Carrie is a 2004 graduate of Fallston High School, already in her second year, second semester at Morgan State University, or Morgan University as it is now. And Carrie, I understand a 4.0 average right now.
Yes, I do have a 4.0.
That's exciting. Your brother Matt is a student here at Fallston, and he's an office aide, I understand. Matt, how you doing tonight?
Okay.
That's Matt, and Matt is seeing his first football game, first time he's come to watch a Cougar game. You're excited, I know.
Yeah.
And Carrie, your dad played at West Point, I understand. Football, you have to be very proud of that.
Yes, I am. He was a quarterback for the West Point college graduates.
Do you remember what year?
No.
Sometime about
Yeah.
20 years ago. He's now in business for himself?
Yes, business management at some kind of deck operation he does.
I know you're proud of your brother. You're proud to have him here with you.
Yes, I am. He's
Matt-
very excited.
He is very excited. We can tell he's got the Cougar hat on. He's looking pretty sharp here tonight. Carrie, at Morgan, what are you doing? What are you into? What's your major?
I am studying architecture, but I want to learn minor of 5 languages, and I want to learn them fluently.
I barely speak English. 5 languages? Are you kidding me? Which 5?
I want to learn English. Well, I have English and Spanish and French and German and 1 Arabic language.
Wow. And then what will you do with that?
Maybe travel abroad.
Carrie Fuller, one of the great graduates here from Harford County Public Schools, from Fallston High School, doing a wonderful job. Carrie, you make us proud.
Thank you.
And Matt, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Matt and Carrie Fuller and Morgan University. I keep calling it Morgan State. Shows my age. And Matt, who's a student here at Fallston. Thank you so much, and come back for the rest of this football game. It's going to be exciting. Wonderful. Thank you so much. We're back with you here at Fallston High School, and we're going to go right down to the field for Frank Mazzanotti.
Hey, Don, a couple of notes. At halftime, I had a chance to talk to Joe Harbert, the head coach at Aberdeen. Certainly, he's looking for a squib kick of some type to start this game out. More importantly, they're going to jump defense to 5-2, try to shut down that isolation and off-tackle play. So they're going to make an adjustment defensively. Definitely a different sideline at Fallston here. Beginning of the game, first half, very quiet sideline. Now they emotionally believe they're in this football game. Of course they are. And they believe they can win this football game. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Aberdeen's game plan is to try to get a score right here in this drive and take the win out of their sails right away. Back to you.
Here's the kickoff as we start the second half. It is a little squibber. Remember, it's a live ball picked up cleanly by Green of Aberdeen. He breaks it.
Oh.
He could go all the way. There goes Green down the sidelines. One man to beat, chasing him down the sidelines. He cuts it back inside, and Aberdeen has taken the wind out of the sails of the Fallston Cougars as they run it back for a total of, let's see, it's about 75 yards. He picked it up on the 25-yard line. The he is Mr. Jamal Green, the 5'9", 175-pound junior, and just like that, it's now 18-7.
Boy, what great perception he has had and vision he had coming down the field when he saw the angle of the safety coming over safety valve for the kicking team. He just cut back against the grain, and the safety valve basically broke his ankles out there because there was nobody else could get him.
What happened, I think Fallston was so fired up that they came rushing down the field, and they actually outran the kick. As soon as Jamal Green broke through that first line of defense, there was nobody there. He did that little juke step to the inside and scored the touchdown. And right now they're going for the two-point conversion, are the Aberdeen Eagles. Quarterback Anthony Hill. Hill follows the ball into the end zone. Let's see now who has the ball. And it is the two-point conversion. I guess Hill had the ball as he faked the handoff inside and carried it right into the end zone. And so now, just like that, it's 20-7. The Aberdeen Eagles ahead now by 13.
Oh, what a great, that play there just takes the wind out of the sails of the Fallston Cougars.
Wow, what a break here as we start the second half. Now, Mark, if you're Dave Seski and the Fallston Cougars, how do you get yourself back up again after that tremendous break for Aberdeen?
I think they just got to for this right now, they need to stick with their adjustments that they made at halftime and go in with probably just running the ball and see if they can go down and recoup that, because the game's not over. It's just the beginning of the second half.
But now instead of being down by 5, they find themselves down by 13 before really there's been no plays run from scrimmage at this point, just that kickoff return. And again, the idea of what speed can do for you, as Jamal Green went 75 yards, almost untouched really, cut inside and made that touchdown run on the kickoff.
Yep, that was a big play, big special teams play, and that's why, football's...
It's Ian Frazier coming back up the middle. Frazier trying to reverse it. He's going to be hit and held. The ball springs loose, but he was down. Frazier makes a nice run back, gets it back to about the 35-yard line.
Well, good field position for the Cougars right now. Let's see what they can do.
Going to put it down at the 33 now, as Fallston will put the ball in play. Just into the second half. If you missed, let's say you were going away for a beverage, you missed a whole lot because Jamal Green with 75 yards on a tremendous run on the second half kickoff.
There's a lot of time left, so they don't need to panic.
That's Bowen with the ball, cuts it inside.
It looks like Eagles have made some adjustments to stopping that off tackle and trap plays to that, and isolations to that right side.
As Frank said at halftime, that's what Joe Harbert said his team was going to try to do. Adjust the defense to cut back, to stop those cutbacks that have been so successful for Fallston.
Yeah, he's back in a 5-2 look with the safety up, strong, monstered up to the strong side. So tight end, they're going to motion him.
Comfer in motion, sets on the near side. The give is to Rao. Off the left side, very short yardage. Number 14, George Rao, 5'4", 155-pound senior. They'll bring up a key third down and about 4 yards to go. The ball resting just outside or just inside the 40-yard line. They've got to get up almost to the 44 for the first down. If you just tuned in, it is now our score 20-7 Aberdeen. They led by 6-0, then 12-0. Fallston came back and made it 12-7, but on the second half kickoff, Aberdeen goes in from 75 yards as Jamal Green scores that touchdown. Pitch back Rohde, pass Bowen. It's a loose ball. Bowen dives on it, but it will bring up a fourth down. Again, you have to maintain that pitch balance, don't you, Mark?
Yeah, you got to have good quarterback-tailback pitch relation, and that was definitely, it's usually a 3x4 or 4x5 relationship there, and you got to keep that the whole time if you want to run that option effectively.
Well, we'll bring up a fourth down, fourth and about 13 now, and Fallston will have to punt the ball away. Tim Weinhold back to punt the ball away, trying to get off a good punt here. High short kick. It's going to come out of bounds on the near side and take a bounce in favor of Aberdeen. Looks like they'll put it down at about the 45 of the Cougars, and so Aberdeen in great field position again.
Boy, the ball's been bouncing Aberdeen's way. This seems like a lot of things last year, and they just take advantage of every opportunity that's given to them.
They'll put the ball in play, will the Eagles, at the 43-yard line of Fallston, up by 20-7. And Mark, right here, the Fallston is in danger of getting blown out. They must stop Aberdeen on this drive.
That is true. I mean, if Aberdeen scores here, I mean, it's just no telling what could happen.
Anthony Hill gives off inside.
That's a big gain there. It was almost a 10-yard gain.
That was Jacobs, I think. Let's see, or was it 27? Yeah, Don Jacobs. Jacobs been held in check pretty much tonight. Last week, as you heard, picked up 180 yards and 3 touchdowns against Northeast. Averaging 11 yards every time he touches the ball coming into the ball game. Gain of 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and a long 1. High backfield, Avery Willie is the deep back. Anthony Hill going all the way at quarterback. Willie with the ball off the right side. He's hit twice, spins around, still on his feet, dives for the first down. I think he might have it.
It's going to be close again.
Here we go again with your close. Now, is it a first down or not a first down? You're 5 for 6. You're on a roll. Go out on a limb, Mark Blisminski.
I've been going out on a limb every time. Let's say he... let's see.
No, you're going to wait till he marks it and then say, let's see? Come on.
Well, it's a measurement, so I think he's got it.
He's got it. There we go. Mark Busminski putting his record on the line. He's 5 for 6 now. Make that 6 for 7. I never doubted you, Mark. 6 for 7 for Mark Busminski on these measurements. 7 measurements already tonight that I've counted. First down for Aberdeen. 1st and 10, the ball inside the 33-yard line, just about at the 32.
Yeah, that chain crew's definitely be getting a workout tonight.
Drive started all the way back, not really all the way back, at the 43-yard line of Fallston on the short punt by the Fallston Cougars. Aberdeen up by 13, looking to put this game away. Hill still has the football. What a fake he does, and he's free down the sideline. He could go. That's Anthony Hill. He goes in from 33 yards out.
What a superb fake on that option. I mean, he was just kept the ball in there, faked the belly, pulled it out just at the right time and just kept it. Boy, what speed. He's got great speed down that sideline.
Well, he does. Once he got free down the sideline, nobody was catching him. And you said it, Mark, I have been so impressed with Anthony Hill's faking. Sometimes I don't know who has the ball, and we have a pretty good vantage point here. That time he put it right in that fullback's belly, left it all the way in the line, then pulled it out, and then went around the sideline.
And he got the defensive end to commit down inside to that dive play.
26-7 now, Aberdeen going for 2. There's Hill again with the football, and yep, they say he gets the 2 points. He dives over, and now it's 28-7. Hill on the run. That's 2 two-point conversions for Anthony Hill, the quarterback, and 1 touchdown run for Hill. And now Aberdeen is up 28-7, so what was a very, very close game at halftime, 12-7, has now suddenly exploded to 28-7.
We're going to see a replay on that option keep there.
As you see, he put that ball and then ran around, and nobody saw him for Fallston. By the time the Cougars realized what was going on, it was too late for anyone to react, and 33 yards down the sideline untouched for Anthony Hill as Aberdeen goes up by 28-7.
What great faking ability he has. That's just practice there.
Mark, as you said, for 3 years sitting and watching Aaron Henderson do his thing for Aberdeen, the great Aaron Henderson, who two-way outstanding player who's now at the University of Maryland, led his team to the state championship, but now it's Anthony Hill's turn to shine, and he's doing it.
Yeah, he's going to have to come out from under the shadows of Aaron last year and take this team on his shoulders and be a quality leader. And he looks like he's on his way of doing that.
Ian Frazier on the run back for Fallston takes it back to the 30-yard line, and the Cougars will put the ball in play there, 1st and 10, just about at the 30, down by 28-7. And now it's a job for Fallston to get back some respect and to try to minimize the damage. And who knows? Now, they're not a big play team, but they are not out of the ball game. They just have to turn it around and do what they can do.
Now, they're going to have to try something vertical here, on this drive, because time is against them at this point in time in the game. I know it's still early in the 3rd quarter, but they got to try to move the ball down the field quickly.
Rhodey with the pass out to Tim Weinhold. Weinhold picks up good yardage. Clock stops as he goes out of bounds. Ball going to be out across the 40 and very close to a first down. Could we have another measurement? I think, yes, we are. We're going to have yet another measurement. By my unofficial count, this would be measurement number 8. And Mark, since we're playing this little game, no, they're not. They're going to say it is not a first down. They're not going to measure it. They're going to say it is 2nd down and about a half yard. Now, wait a minute. They're going to bring the football over to the sidelines. And it will be a measurement. I was right the first time. I doubted myself. All right, Mark, here you go.
I think they're a little short.
Okay, Mark putting that 6 out of 7 on the line. And Mark will tell you the only one he missed was a bad spot, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Of course, they never go out of bounds on the side where the chain is. First down. Would that be 7 of 8? No.
6 of 8.
6 of 8. You missed that one. And that's an honest man, too. I'd really forgotten what you'd said. You could have said, no, I said first down. You said, no, I said short. 6 of 8. Well, good job by Fallston now as the Cougars took the ball at their 30-yard line after that punt by 2 lightning strikes by Aberdeen. First down and 10, the ball at the 41-yard line of Fallston. Pitch back. That's George Rowell with the ball.
That play there was designed to go outside because the wide receiver was coming out in a crackback block, and the safety just came up and filled it. And the corner also broke up, came up and filled his gap of responsibility on that run.
Rowell did a nice job by getting what he could get out of it, cutting it back. Ball at the 46-yard line. It'll be second down, just about 5 yards to go for Fallston. Scott Tolliver resetting over to the near side. Inside crossbuck, that's Bowen. He's going to pick up the first down, tackled by Jacobs, but Bowen, good blocking at the point of attack by Fallston.
Nice crossbuck there with him, or counter action on that. They really set up a nice trap and set up a big hole for Bowen to run through.
Fallston's been able to do that all night. It's just the mistakes they've made and the speed of Aberdeen, the big plays that have made the difference.
He's gone to a power eye backfield and just running power eye right isolation, power eye left isolation, mixing it up. He's just mixing up everything.
That's George Rowell on the run off the right side. Got to be impressed with that guy. He proves the adage that you don't have to be a big guy to play this game. 5'4", 155 pounds.
Those are probably your most elusive players and most difficult to bring down because they just leave you out there standing and watching him run by.
Second down, 3 yards to go. Inside handoff. Nice little quick hitter by Fallston. Another back, and they rotate them in there. That's Matt Barrick. Barrick is going to be very close to another first down and gets a first down for Fallston. If nothing else, the Cougars have taken the momentum here, Mark.
Yeah, they're running this offense very efficiently right now at a fairly fast pace, which is what they need to do. If they can do it like this and maintain what they're doing and execute, and pick up 4 and 5 yards each chunk, I mean, then they're going to be in this game.
There's the pass to Frazier. Beautiful pass by Rohde. Frazier turned around, and I think he was surprised to see the football. Good reactions by Frazier as he caught the ball close to another first down.
Nice little route, nice pickup by the quarterback Rohde there. Hitting Frazier on that pass. It was a great pitch and catch from quarterback to receiver.
Second down, a short one to go. Inside the 30 are the Cougars, down at the 27, almost 26 of Aberdeen. Rohde, the handoff to Kugel.
What a great job. He just reads his block so well and sets them up. I mean, he has his hands out there, placing his hand on the back of his tackle and guards and his lead backs and just follows them through the hole.
Brandon Kugel, only a sophomore. You know, you got to make a smile come to Dave Seski's face when he realizes he'll have Brandon Kugel for 2 more years.
Very elusive. He's a very elusive back. And
Cam Stokes jumps off sides, and so it'll be 5 more yards for Fallston.
That's a big play, 1st and 5. This is a good play to try to stretch the field a little bit.
8-play drive started at the 30-yard line of Fallston. They've marched it now down to, let's see, it looks like inside the 20, almost to the 15. First down and 5. They've got to get to the 10 for the first down to the Cougars. Midway of the 3rd period, they find themselves down by 28-7, but no quit in Fallston. Kugel again with the ball off the left side. 9th play of this drive.
I guess they're just happy just to run the clock down and just keep Aberdeen's offense off the field.
Well, the idea, if they can score here, now I know we're looking ahead and make it 28-14, then you're 2 touchdowns down and you still got almost a full period and probably a little more to play. So, you know, if you're Dave Seski, you realize you're not going to get it back in big chunks. That's just not the kind of team you have.
That's true. I mean, he's just going to have...
There's the pass out to Weinhold. Weinhold fumbles it out of bounds. Boy, I'm impressed with Rohde, with Mark Rohde. Nice strong arm by this senior. Fires that ball all the way across the field, right on the numbers to Tim Weinhold. Weinhold takes it for another first down. 10-play drive, and now it's first down and goal. The ball going to be just about at the 6-yard line. They'll put it down.
And this is where you know, Fallston does so good. They usually throw their power offense out there and just run it down your throat and just say, line up and try to stop us. That's what they'll do, and that's what they're doing right now. They're lining up in power I. I think they're going to just run an isolation right. Oh,
yep, the pass. It's going to be almost intercepted by Avery Willie. It was over the outstretched hands of Scott Tolliver. That would have been 98 yards going the other way.
You got to be careful down there because there's really not, with the offense that they're running, there's no safety valve if that ball gets picked.
A little bit of a surprise on that call. First and goal from the 5. They've been running very effectively, but they look for the touchdown on that pass. Bring up a second down and a little more than 5 to go. Second and goal from the 5.5. Inside handoff, that's Kugel threading his way through.
He has great cutback ability against the grain. I mean, the hole opens up, closes, and he just cuts back when he doesn't see it. He's great vision.
Great footwork, too. He's able to just almost cut on a dime, so to speak. He's going forward, and he cuts sideways a yard or two.
Yeah, he shifts. He's very shifty.
Let's go down to the field to Frank Mazzanotti. Frank?
Don, on this series, you can see that Fallston's going to a power I formation. Power I formation to offset that 5-3. Back to you.
Third down and goal. The ball just about at the 3-yard line. Inside handoff, that's Kugel again, driving for the goal line. He's going to be short. That'll bring up a fourth down and goal at about the 1-yard line.
And there's no question here that you have to just go for this. I mean, you're down through basically 3 scores. You have to just go for this and try to push it in for the score.
Fourth and goal, it looks like it's a long yard, perhaps even almost 2 yards out. Big play of this football game late in the third period. Fallston looking to try to get back into it, down 28-7. They've just got to score here. What's the play, Mark? What do you run?
I run something that's going to give the quarterback and the running back an option. The quarterback's got to have 2 options here. Boot.
He's going to pass. He's being rushed. He's going to be tackled, and down he goes. A loss of 8 or 9 yards. Big play by Aberdeen's number 72, Joseph Rivera, comes through and knocks him down. A loss of about 10 on the play, and even more importantly, the ball going over to Aberdeen.
Reddy just had no time. I mean, penetration from Aberdeen. They just sent everyone in the whole kitchen sink in there after Rhodey, and it was fortunate for Aberdeen that they were able to make that big play and get the sack for a major loss.
Mark, you look at 2 drives by Fallston. They went almost 80 yards and fumbled the ball after 17 plays. That was 19 plays. Actually, check it, 14 plays, and they fall short on downs at the 15-yard line, driving 70 yards without a score.
I mean, they're definitely churning up the yards. They just got to execute and get it in the end zone. That's what you need. I mean, you can churn up as many yards as you want, but the end product's got to be 6 points.
Dive play by Jacobs gets very short yardage.
There's an injured player on the field, number 67, who's Alex Davies. He looks like he's down, hurt his lower leg.
Trainers going on the field to attend to Alex Davies. We certainly hope that he's not seriously injured. I want to thank you for tuning in every week at the Harford Cable Network as we bring you high school sports, and it's our pleasure to be with you tonight at Fallston High School on a perfect night for football. Been a great ball game, at least through a half and 1 play into the second half. 12-7 was our score at half, but Mr. Green and Mr. Jamal Green took the kickoff. It was a short kickoff. Fallston was very excited. They charged down the field, outcharged their coverage. Jamal Green took it, make a cutback at about his 20-yard line of Fallston, and went in for the touchdown. And then the big play, 33-yard run by Hill, Anthony Hill, the quarterback, and we're up by 28-7, the score, as Aberdeen leads now by that score.
But Fallston's been able to just stick with Aberdeen throughout this whole game, defensively and offensively. I mean, they're able to just match on both sides of the ball, so they've done a good job.
We're going to go down to the field now. Frank, what's happening on the field?
A couple of key points here. Great game on the part of number 33, Brian Comfer. He's doing a great job blocking, and certainly Brandon Kugels continues to run strong. We went to that power eye, and it made a big difference against that 5-2. Unfortunately, down on the 2-yard line, again, Fallston unable to put that score in. They really needed that. Back to the side of Aberdeen, you got to look at the way they want to start this game off. Just like I said at the halftime, they were hoping to get a score real quick and take some of the wind out of Fallston's sails. You got to look at Fallston right now from the point of view of they're fighting, they're still in the ball game, and I think Coach Seski would be happy with that. But they really needed that score a few minutes ago. So let's see how she plays out.
Thank you, Frank. Alex Davies, good news, back on the sideline. Looks like it may be just a sprained ankle, perhaps, and hopefully he'll be back in the ball game as Aberdeen takes over on the 15-yard line, 16-yard line. Second down, Hill with the ball, pitches it back. That's Willie. Flag goes down, and Willie will go down. Nice job by the orange-shirted and orange-clad Fallston Cougars. Holding against Aberdeen, that'll back them up 10.
Well, he just really can run that option really well. He holds on to that ball till he's about to get hit and just does a great. The tailback Avery Willie kept good pitch relationship with him, is able to maintain that. But unfortunately they got a penalty here. It's going to take them back 10 yards.
Mark, the only thing, if I'm Joe Harbert, the Aberdeen coach, I've got to be a little bit nervous because remember, it was that pitch that Fallston was able to recover and score their lone touchdown to get back in the ball game. If you're up by 28-7, you don't want to make a critical mistake that will let the other team get back in the ball game.
Yeah, I would agree and disagree. That's part of their offense, and they're basically what they want to do is run their offense, and that's part of their offense. And they're gonna, if they get a chance to practice it here and perfect it here with a comfortable lead, they're going to use it.
Good point. Hill with the ball, still with the ball. Anthony Hill outrunning the tacklers to the sideline. Finally taken down by Scott Tolliver on the far side.
He's got some good speed.
Oh, he really does.
Really good. He's really deceptive with his size.
Yeah, he's a big kid. You look at the size that he's got. He's 6'2", 195 pounds, coming into the ball game with 80 yards rushing, have 4.0 yards per carry with 1 touchdown. Of course, he had the big 33-yard touchdown run a little bit earlier.
He is a big kid. I mean, he's got great deceptive speed for a kid that size.
Eagles up by 28-7. We're late in the third period. Again, the scoreboard not working tonight, so we're not able to give you the exact time left on the scoreboard. Hill hands it off inside. That's Jacobs. Jacobs has one man to beat. Trips himself, and finally, nice job by Scott Tolliver to hem him in, but not before. Jacobs breaks off his biggest run of the night, gets it out to the 45-yard line of Fallston.
And that's what a big run. That was like a 30-yard run, and what a super job they're doing. Just mixing. They're mixing it up really well here.
Going to get that replay coming up here to watch Don Jacobs cut through the line.
Just cuts back against the grain. I mean, the play was designed to go to the left side of the offensive line, and he cuts it back against the grain. Is able to get close to what, a 25-yard run.
Exactly right, down to the 44-yard line of the Fallston Cougars. Nice job by Don Jacobs, his biggest run of the night. 4-play drive started back at the 15-yard line of Aberdeen. They're out to the 45 of Fallston. Inside handoff. This is Willie.
And that was a straight pro I formation, so they're mixing it up quite a bit too. They're going from a split offset and just changed it up.
It's going to be close to a first down, second and maybe a half yard to go. You can see the momentum has certainly changed now, and it's going to be tough for Fallston to continue that spirit that they had so strong in the first half and at the beginning of the second half. That big run by Jamal Green, we go back to that, the kickoff run that started the second half, 75 yards, changed the complexion of this game, Mark.
It definitely does. I mean, when you come out and you're all excited and your emotions are high, and you have something like that occur, it's amazing how that can just deflate your bubble.
It's Jamal Green with the ball. The other thing you think about it is that they had the 15-yard penalty, did Fallston, so they were kicking off from Aberdeen's 45-yard line. And so they just wanted to kick the ball down the field and trap Aberdeen, perhaps even recover it. But a great job by Jamal Green, picked the ball up, and by the time he got it, the Fallston Cougars had run by him, and he was Katie bar the door, home free, or as Chuck Thompson used to say, go to war, Miss Agnes. He was gone.
He was gone.
That's Green again. Cut down on a nice ankle tackle made by Bowen. Bowen's played a great game both ways, has Matt Bowen.
But I like how you called it. He could go all the way. You were doing a Chris Berman there.
Or even going back and, beyond Chris Berman to the master himself, Howard Cosell. He could go all the way.
There you go.
Thank you. Pretty good. Thank you, Lee. I feel so good when Lee gives me praise because Lee is a professional. Not that you're not, but Lee is a sound man. Well, he's also sound and an audio man as well. Right now, let's go down and see if Frank can bail me out of the trouble I got myself into. Frank?
Don, I'm sure right now what they really want to do, Aberdeen, that is get this touchdown. I know at halftime talking to Joe, they were really concerned about injuries on the part of their team. They're playing with a lot of kids banged up. And certainly I think if they can get this touchdown here, that would give them the opportunity to get their offense and defense a little bit of rest. I would be surprised if they kept the starters in based on the fact that they are really beat up from the last couple of games. On the part of Fallston, great job offensively blocking on their offensive line. If they can get the ball, get a drive, punch it in for a touchdown, certainly a big confidence builder for their team. So this is a very important drive for both teams as far as Aberdeen. Great opportunity to get a score and get their kids off the field that are banged up.
Thank you, Frank. That's the end of the third quarter. As we go to the fourth quarter now, 12 minutes left in this football game. Fallston, realistically, unless a miracle happens, they're not going to win this game down by 3 touchdowns. But as Frank said, their job now is to build on this for the future. They know they played Aberdeen for a half tough. They played them to almost a draw at down 12-7. And they had the ball, or at least had a chance to kick the ball off and get Aberdeen in deep formation or deep in their own territory. Aberdeen had the answer, and right now it's Fallston trying to prove that they belong on the same field with Aberdeen.
Aberdeen's just shown their dominance right now. I mean, they're just moving the ball at will right now and able to just do it on the ground.
That's Avery Willie, the senior. Last year, Avery was a key component of that state championship team. Went down and Mark, you and I had that wonderful opportunity to do the doubleheader at M&T Bank Stadium back in early November, where Joppatown won over Bell to win the state 1A championship. Aberdeen, the very next game, I mean, they were down 25-7. It looked like at the half that, that Potomac could have named their score. Aberdeen came all the way back, tied it at 25, won it 33-25 in overtime, state 2A champions.
Yeah, that was a tremendous experience, one I'll never forget, and I really enjoyed doing that.
Hill with the pass, has it complete. That's Devron Galloway. Galloway, a short gain, is going to be knocked down after gaining the first down.
Let's see what they give him forward progress. I guess they're going to give him the forward progress to where he was just tackled.
Yeah, down to inside the 30 to about the 22-yard line. It will be first down, 1st and 10. We're early here in the fourth period as Aberdeen is on top by 28-7. It was a close 12-7 game at the half. Aberdeen scored a quick touchdown on that Jamal Green 75-yard kickoff return, made it 27. And then Anthony Hill went 33 yards to make it 28-7, and that's where we are right now. Hill, the quarterback, going all the way. Hands it off to Avery Willie. Willie up the middle, looking for the goal line, and Avery Willie goes in for the touchdown. That is a 32-yard, 31-yard touchdown run. Avery Willie. What
a run. I mean, that's what I remember from last year when he was on the team last year. Shiftiness, his quickness. He has also good vision to get outside. He just looks for green grass and goes to that green grass area and found pay dirt there for the 6 points for the Eagles.
31-yard run, and that makes the score now at 34-7 Aberdeen. In to add the extra point, or attempt the extra point, is Aberdeen's Christopher Jackson. The kick is up, and the kick is no good, off wide to the right, and so the score remains at 34-7 Aberdeen. Folks are going to look at this score in the papers tomorrow morning, 34-7 or whatever it happens to finally be, and they'll say, well, hey, Aberdeen must have had their way with Fallston at the Cougar Field, but they'll have to watch this game on Monday night and find out that it was a good ball game, at least for a half.
Yeah, it was a good ball game. I mean, even when they were just driving the ball, you just got to, when you're in the red zone, you really have to execute. Anytime the ball's inside the 20, you have to execute and get those points on the board. And that's something they're going to have to work at. Maybe a little bit of schemes, and maybe just knowing down and distance of just how to put something better together in your package that you have. And they're just going to look at the film and bounce back, because Fallston has done a lot of good things here tonight.
Yeah, you're right. 2 long drives, both stalled within the 5-yard line. If you say, okay, we score those 2 touchdowns, now all of a sudden it's a 34-21 game, and the old if, as Don Meredith used to say, if and buts were Christmas nuts, we'd all have a wonderful Christmas, and that you can't take away. Aberdeen has done what they had to do to win this football game. Ball bouncing around, finally picked up by the Cougars, Ian Frazier, and all he gets is some white-shirted Eagles, and down he goes inside his 20-yard line.
Yeah, you need to just fall on the ball when it's down there. Once you touch it, you need to get on it and cover it up. And because weird things can happen.
Let's go down to Frank on the field, and Frank, what do you see down there?
Don, when I was talking earlier, I wanted to make mention certainly number 16 for Aberdeen, the quarterback. I'm trying to find where I'm at here.
Anthony Hill would be the young man he's thinking of.
Anthony Hill.
There you go.
He was the one most concerned about on the part of the Aberdeen coaches. He really has a serious back injury, so it'll be interesting to see if they keep him in a football game.
It's a long season, 4th game of the season. If you can yank him out of there, get him out of there and rest him.
That pass was complete, but I tell you what, I think it was Jacobs who had his eyes on that pass, or perhaps it was Jamal Green, I'm not sure, another 27 or 28, another step closer, and he would have intercepted that ball and gone all the way. Very short gain, in fact, no gain at all on 2nd down and 10.
I think they're putting some substitutes in right now to give them the opportunity to let those guys play.
Mark Rohde still in at quarterback. That's the fly pattern. Almost just over the fingertips of Scott Tolliver. That a very well executed play, and Rohde threw the ball in the air, maybe 45 yards. Tolliver just couldn't get it.
Yeah, just out of the reach of his fingertips.
Seems like it's been that way all night for Fallston. They've been just that close, Mark, and just haven't been able to pull it off.
That's what we've been talking about. It's execution. It's capitalizing on situations and down and distance and trying to get that ball in the end zone. And you have to really capitalize on each of those situations. Here's a replay.
And you can see how close it was, perhaps maybe 6 inches too far. There's the pass. It's Frazier. Frazier, a little shake and bake, gets free along the sideline and picks up good yardage.
But did you see the pursuit of the Aberdeen defense? I mean, they were just as soon as that ball went out there, it just saw all white and blue helmets heading right for the ball carrier. Great convergence of their defense.
Frazier, 5'7", 135-pound senior. It will bring up 4th down and about 3 yards to go, and Fallston will send in the punting unit. That's Tim Weinholt. Tim's had some good punts tonight. He's had a couple that he'd like to have back, I'm sure. Tim's a 6', 165-pound junior.
May see a fake here.
It is a fake. Good call. And it's going to be close to the first down. Matt Bowen gets the short snap.
He got the first down.
I guess you want that one, right? 7 for 9? I'll give it to you. 7 out of 9.
You can give it to me. That was an easy first down there.
Nice play. Gutsy play by Dave Seske. You say, well, Gutsy, you're already losing the ball game, but you don't want to be embarrassed. So instead of playing the safe route, he said, I'm going to try for the first down, and got it.
Well, you might as well. I mean, take every opportunity you have when the ball's in your hands. You don't want to give it back over to Aberdeen.
Timeout for the Fallston Cougars here. We are at Fallston High School. It's the Fallston Cougars taking on the Aberdeen Eagles. Fallston is 1-2 coming in. Aberdeen 2-1. Both teams are 1-0 in their conference, or in their division of the conference. Fallston being in the Chesapeake Division, Aberdeen in the Susquehanna Division of the new Upper Chesapeake Bay Athletic Conference.
I have a real tough time getting to know each of these divisions and who's all in these divisions. This is the first year it's been in place, and I'm still learning.
Well, Mark, what's so confusing is in football it's one group, in field hockey it's another group. It's not like you have the same seven schools in every sport. If you look at field hockey, for instance, 4 of the 5 Cecil County teams are in the Upper or Chesapeake Division. In football, only Elkton is in the Upper Division.
Well, I guess we have to look at that alignment. I mean, I don't know why they...
Pump and go, that's Tolliver. It's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Joshua Kelly. Kelly back there playing center field. He just stood his ground and made the interception. The pump and go, and Aberdeen was not buying it at all, and they'll make the interception.
Yeah, it's just a desperate, looks like it was a desperate pass to try to get in there and try to get something going for them early.
Looked like Tolliver may have gone out of bounds and come back inbounds, and I'm not sure whether the officials saw that or not.
Yeah, once he's out of bounds, unless he's pushed out, is he capable of coming back in and be a legal receiver?
Nice little shot there by the HCN guys. A little artsy, the football thing there right in the middle of midair. I don't know how they have a football that is sort of suspended in midair.
That's their creativity.
Thank you. Professionalism, perhaps.
Okay.
And sleight of hand and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I never saw that coming, huh?
No, I didn't. Hey, Hill is still in the ball game. That's a bit of a surprise. We had been told about he has the back injury, and Anthony Hill is still playing. Here we are in the 4th period.
Well, I think what's going to happen is they're going to probably keep him in for another series till they get that clock milked down quite a bit.
Kind of interesting, the old Pittsburgh Steeler uniforms, these two young men who just came in. Remember the Steelers when they used to have the yellow, the gold on their jerseys, the tops of their jerseys?
It was the John Henry Johnson era.
Wow, that's going back. Josh Montague, number 82, the guy on the near side here, who has that uniform. It's a little bit different. You'll see it in a moment. Hill still with the ball.
Surprising he's running it.
Going to be hit, and down he goes. Pick up a 3rd down, 3rd and about 5.
Well, Coach Joe knows best for his players, so maybe he's the best one to lead that group out there. Teach these younger guys the game, because they're subbing quite a bit on that side offensively.
Probably midway, maybe a little bit beyond the midway point of the 4th period. Again, we remind you we don't have a scoreboard here tonight. Almost offside is number 15, Chad Harkness, who comes in. Chad checks with the official, making sure he's onside. There's the run right up the middle. Finally, the tackle made by Tolliver. The number 9 in the ball game is Welton Armstrong. You back in the backfield. Armstrong goes for about 40 yards all the way down inside the 25-yard line to about the 23.
I didn't even see Armstrong come through that line until he was breaking away. I mean, I did not even see. What an amazing run there. I mean, he just squirted right through that line of scrimmage. Great run.
I think it's Weldon Armstrong. On my program, I've got 2 number 9s. Welton Armstrong and Ian White.
That one's hard to tell. It looks like it might be Ian White.
We'll try to find that out for you here before we sign off. That number 9 has the ball again. It's either Armstrong or Ian White. They're saying it is Ian White, at least our field announcer is. We're going to believe that he's right.
Well, it says in the program that Ian White's a running back and the defensive back, where Armstrong's a wide receiver and defensive back. So
That's a good clue.
I believe it's probably Ian White.
Ian on a couple of good runs there in a row for Aberdeen as they're taking the ball, moving it right downfield here late in the ball game. Up by 34-7 are the Aberdeen Eagles. New quarterback in the ball game also for Aberdeen. That's Jamal Green. Green hits the ball, or I should say carries the ball. Nice little block there, just a little bit late by George Rao. George saw a Fallston Cougar standing around and lowered the boom on him. Clock winding now, 1st down and 10.
That's putting another tailback in that backfield for the Eagles.
That's 1st and goal inside the 10. Jamal Green, the young man who broke this game open, first play of the second half. That's Brandon Davis, a new back in the lineup for Aberdeen, number 3, who takes it around in. 5-play drive started back at the Aberdeen 36.
Look at how Coach Harbor's really subbing these kids in there. Well, that's great to get all these kids in the game is superb. And they're executing. They're moving the ball down the field, and that just shows quality coaching on Coach Harbor's part, and in the practice that he can rely on his kids all the way down through the ranks.
Green, the pitch back. That's Jamal McDonald, number 24, with the ball. Another
Nice.
back who gets his name in the backfield.
Nice carry.
Going to bring up a 3rd down and goal, just about at the 2-yard line. 34-7 our score. It was 12-7 at the half, and it's been all Aberdeen here in the second half. Started by that 75-yard kickoff return by Jamal Green, a 33-yard run by quarterback Anthony Hill, a 31-yard run by Avery Willie, and that's where we are right now at 34-7. Aberdeen trying to put the exclamation point on this game. Fumble. Aberdeen gets it back, I think. It'll bring up a 4th and goal. No gain on the play. 4th and goal. About 3.
The ball sitting there? Is it about the 3-yard line?
Looks like about the 3, yeah. Fallston coaching staff doesn't agree with the decision made by the referees, but they said the ball was down and the whistle had blown, so that's where it is, and it will be retained by Aberdeen. 4th, about 3 yards to go for a touchdown.
We're going to review that play.
Right after this play, we'll see if he was down. Whistle stops play. Going to have a chance to, I think, take a look at that play where the fumble occurred. Yeah, it looks like they were battling for the ball after it was down. I think the officials made a very, very good call there, that they were both on the ground and the play had been whistled dead. 5-yard penalty against Aberdeen. Delay of game. See, Mark, I told you, the officials are always right. You know why they're always right?
Why are they always right?
Well, because they're the ones that decide who's right and wrong.
Okay.
You know? They said it's not, like an umpire says, it's not a strike unless I call it a strike. Here it's balls down if I say it is. 4th and goal from about the 8. Pass inside, it's going to be knocked down, incomplete, and Fallston will hold and take over on their own about 8-yard line.
Not good. That's a big stop for Fallston.
Couldn't be a whole lot of time left in this game. We're deep into the 4th period. Again, I remind you, we do not have a scoreboard here tonight, and so we're not able to tell you exactly how much time. Mark, if I look at that score of 34-7, if that is the final score, and it could be, it's about what we thought. About 5 minutes were told. Frank Mazzanotti says about 5 minutes left in the game. About where we thought it would be if we're looking at, you know, what the comparative scores would be. But certainly not the way the game we thought would go. It was very, very tight for a half. Fallston in the ball game, and that big play by Aberdeen. In fact, 3 big plays here in the second half.
Yeah, Fallston's going to give some teams some fits this year because their ball control offense. I mean, you know, I think they're starting to come along and see what good thing. I mean, they've done a lot of good things here as far as executing their running game and moving the ball down the field. They've done that year after year after year, is eat the clock up and manage the game by running the ball. And that's what they've done here tonight, at least in the first half. And I think they're going to give some teams some fits by the quality of runners that they have out there.
And Mark, don't forget those 2 big drives by Fallston. If they could have punched those in after, you know, keeping the ball for 6 or 7 or 8 minutes, going all but the last 4 or 5 yards, then running out of downs or running out of territory, or I should say, you know, running on downs, not being able to score. you give them those two scores, then this game is quite a different picture.
Yeah, definitely. It just got out of hand in the second half I think it started with the kickoff return, and then they weren't able to rebound from those scores.
Frustrating for Dave Seski and his staff, certainly. You prepare all week long. You have Aberdeen just about where you want them, 12-7. You've got the momentum coming out of that first half. You kick off just the way you want to, and then Aberdeen's speed makes all the difference. Weinhold with the ball, but he's going to be hit on the end around. Good play on defense by either Welton Armstrong or Ian White. There's that number 9 again.
I think that's Welton Armstrong there.
Playing the defensive position. We'll say that Welton is playing defense and Ian White was playing offense.
That's correct.
Just not fair to have two numbers. I have enough trouble keeping track of numbers without having two of the same number out there. What do you think, Mark?
I think that's a good assessment there, Don.
Fallston with the ball, 3rd down, about 6 yards to go for the first. Struggling for a first down, but not being able to make it. Running back in that case is Marquis Curry.
I think they got the first down there, Don.
You think, and they do. How about 9 for 11? We're keeping track of how Mark calls the first downs. We'll give you that one. That was sort of like a save that a pitcher gets when he comes in and there are 3 runs up. Or like the game last night when B.J. Ryan comes in and gives up a 2-run single. Ends up getting a save only because Ortiz's line drive ran out of gas on the warning track. That's the kind of save you want to throw back. Looks good in the scorebook.
There you go. And that's where it counts, right?
Where it counts. Closing moments here, Fallston versus Aberdeen at Fallston. Eagles looking to go 3-1. This being a non-division game. Aberdeen in the Susquehanna division and Fallston in the Chesapeake division. But it all counts for points to get into the playoffs. There's that pass to Frazier. He fumbles it. They're going to say it was a forward pass. That was close.
You see 2 Aberdeen defenders, these young defenders coming up. I mean, they converge right on the ball.
I like that look that Aberdeen has. Number 82, Anthony Settle, wearing that gold shoulder pad type trim, and coming into the ball game, number 88 is Sean MacArthur. MacArthur has also that gold trim on his shoulder pads. John Henry Johnson, huh?
I believe, yeah.
So that's a name only a longtime Pittsburgh Steelers fan would remember.
I don't even know if I was around when he was playing. I just remember their uniforms back, way back then.
You know, I really think that even when Terry Bradshaw broke in back in the early 70s, they still had those uniforms.
I think you may be right.
But I think they got rid of them because that was in the era when the Steelers were the doormats of the National Football League and they wanted to change the image. But I have to ask the question, it's been bugging me for years, couldn't they afford to put the emblem on both sides of their helmet?
Yeah, I've always wondered that too, and I always thought they had it growing up, and then every time you check it, they only have it on one side.
It seems like the Rooney family made lots of money out of football. They could afford emblems on both sides of the helmet.
He's one of the most humble owners out there. He really is, and
well, he should be, not affording to put 2 emblems on both sides. What is that about?
I had a second grade teacher who married, she was my second grade teacher, married into that, or it was either her sister or her, she married into the Rooney family, and that was interesting.
Let's go down to Frank and see what he can tell us about the Rooney family. Frank?
Don, another find on the part of Fallston.
Oh, wait a minute, there's a touchdown pass. It looks like we're going to have a touchdown. As Frank was talking about it. Rhodey hits number 41, and that's a new number. That's Kevin Rhodey. That must be his brother.
Is that 41 or is that 11? I think that's 11.
I think it's 41.
Oh, that is 41.
Is that his brother, Dave? We're asking, is it their brothers? We're told yes by the folks who know. Mark Rhodey to Kevin Rhodey. Now, how many times have they done that in the backyard? While we were babbling about the Rooney family, Kevin Rhodey throws a 56-yard touchdown pass. I should say Mark Rhodey to Kevin Rhodey. Wow.
What a big play. That's a big play.
Make it a 56-yard touchdown pass, and the extra point being added by It's good. That extra point added by number 55, which I don't have again, and I was not bright enough to figure out who he was.
We're going to get a replay on this. Here he goes.
There's that touchdown pass.
Went through Aberdeen's defensive back's hands and right into Rohde's hands for the touchdown.
From Rohde to Rohde.
Great concentration there.
Yeah, it really was, and it shows, again, they went for the interception and couldn't make it. Frank, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead, buddy.
Hey, Don, glad to get back to you here. Find on the part of Fallston, number 28, Marquise Curry, really doing a nice job running the football, and of course that score for Fallston means an awful lot. Their kids have not lost any energy on the sideline. They're really positive, and they're in the football game. The coaching staff is coaching each play as if it's not, the score is not important, and that, again, important touchdown for Fallston. Back to you.
34-14, you're exactly right, Frank, for their psyche to go in and get something positive. There we're seeing the replay again, and you see the attempted interception. I believe that was number 44, actually number 14 for Aberdeen, who went for the interception, Brian Gibbs, I believe. And that shows, again, if you go for the interception, we saw that happen with the Ravens, where the attempted interception was made against the Cleveland Browns. Who was that? Reed, who went for the interception, and it went instead for a touchdown for the Browns. Onside kick here, perhaps? Would make sense, wouldn't it?
Makes sense here.
It's been touched, and it's a free ball. And a beautiful recovery made by George Rao. Remember, as Mark told you before, it doesn't have to be touched. As long as it goes 10 yards, it's a free ball, and George Rao comes up with it. And what a great thing for the Fallston fans and for the Fallston team.
What a great execution by the kicker there. We still haven't gotten his name, but that was a super kick by number 55 there. And
we're going to find out who this number 55 is, the kicker. Maybe somebody. We're told it's Dan Sullivan.
Here's the repeat of the onside kick with Sullivan kicking it there. And just perfect. I mean, he just, on that second hop, it bounced high, and Fallston's able to come up with the recovery there. Great execution of the onside kick.
Dan Sullivan, we're told, is the kicker. He's listed number 16 in our program, but number 55 in your heart. So Sullivan is the young man who added the 2 extra points and also the onside kick. Pete Rabb is the quarterback now, number 18 in for the Fallston Cougars. Score 34-14. It was 12-7 at the half. Aberdeen leading by just 5 points. Let's see, I think I'm going to stay here with you. It looks like we were thinking about going down to the sideline. I think we are now. Frank?
Okay, Don, just talking to a couple people. Got a score, Bel Air, 31-0 over North Hartford High School. Only score we have right now. Certainly that onside kick, very important to Fallston. And again, what you can simply want to do as a coach is go out on a positive note. So I think there's about a minute left in this football game. I'll try to get a time and yell it up to you in a little bit.
Thank you.
Later.
31-0. The Bel Air Bobcats going to win their 4th game this year, 4-0. Bobcats, we're going to see them down the road, Mark. A couple of games from now down at Edgewood, and the homecoming for Edgewood on October the 8th, 2 weekends from now. Rabb throwing the ball. It's going to be intercepted by Avery Willie. Willie stepped in front of the intended receiver, Ian Frazier, and pulled it down, and that, for all intents and purposes, should end this football game.
I think there's like a little bit under a minute left here, like 56 seconds is what.
You see the good-natured hand slaps that are going there between Willie and Frazier. These two teams have a lot of respect for each other. Aberdeen knows that Fallston gave them all they could want, especially in that first half, and didn't even give up as they scored that touchdown, the 56-yard touchdown pass from Rohde to Rohde.
That was a great connection. And that just shows they didn't give up, and, you know, still trying to, with the onside kick coming back, great execution with that also.
Again, I'd love to know how many times in the backyard, you know, Mark said, go deep, go around the bush, cut in at the driveway, make a left-hand turn at the flowers, and I'll hit you. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
My trouble, I always ended up falling into the flowers and was in deep trouble, so we had to come up with a new pass route, you know, go into the cornfield, turn left at the thistlebriar, avoid the barbed wire fence.
And that was what cornfield was that?
That was up in Tommy Long's cornfield up in Bell Camp. We didn't have very much money, Mark. We were poor folks, and we didn't have money to buy bases, so we used dried up cow patties as bases.
Okay. All right.
It was a little traumatic, especially when the cow patty wasn't quite as firm as you hoped it would be.
Looks like Aberdeen's going to be content just to kneel on the ball and run the clock out and call this a ball game.
Been an interesting ball game. The Fallston Cougars here at home losing to Aberdeen, and that is the final whistle blows, and this game is over. It goes in the books with Aberdeen winning by a final score of 34-14. Again, if as we said, Mark, if you look at the scoreboard and I should say the newspaper tomorrow, and you say, well, gosh, you know, hey, it was an easy game. Aberdeen won it without a struggle. It certainly was not an easy game for Aberdeen. They had all they could handle in that first half, and they did, though, come out with the victory. Let's go down to the field and hear from our partner, Frank Mazzanotti.
Well, Don, as far as Fallston goes, I think they're very content with the idea that they were in the game. I watched the kids on the sideline. They stayed in this football game. They believed at halftime, of course, that they could win this game. And that kickoff return and followed up by that touchdown certainly took a lot of wind out of their sails. As far as Aberdeen goes, a great effort, and I think they're very pleased to get out of here with the injuries that they came into. They were keeping it under radar about the number of their players that were banged up, and to get this win and with a score the way they finished up, I'm sure Coach Joe's very happy with that final result.
Yeah, definitely. I think they just came in here and were able to put things together in the second half and run their offense like they've done in the past, and just show the dominance that they have. So Aberdeen's done a great job. First half they came out a little slow, but second half they seemed to pour it on in all parts of the aspects of the game.
34-14 our final score. Of course, is the big play of the ball game, Jamal Green's 75-yard touchdown run with the second half kickoff. He took it, outran the coverage. Fallston did, I should say, and went 75 yards to make it at that point 20-7. So instead of it being 12-7 with Aberdeen backed up in its own territory, it was 20-7, and then Aberdeen added 2 more touchdowns to make it 34-7. Fallston reclaimed a little bit of glory on the roadie-to-roadie, Mark to Kevin, Mark to his younger brother Kevin for the touchdown, and that made it 34-14. That our final score. We're going to come back with some post-game interviews in just a moment.
Oh no! Banzai Cat is attacking the village. Mighty Banzai Cat is stalking before the final kill. We'll never get out of here alive if he sees us. We'll never escape in time. Ah! Medic! Medic! Is this the end of civilization? Mighty Banzai Cat waits no more! Ah, with one flick of the tail, it's all over! Colonel, where's that airstrike order? The bombers are useless against Banzai
Think of all the fun you can have with an adopted pet. Contact your local shelter or pet adoption center.
Well, welcome back to Fallston High School, where the Fallston Cougars have gone down to defeat at the hands of the Aberdeen Eagles. Aberdeen winning by a final score of 34-14. With me, I have 2 of the stars. Let's talk to Anthony Hill first. Anthony, we talked before we went on the air that for 3 years you watched your good friend, I know you, a person that you love dearly, Aaron Henderson, play the quarterback, and now it's your time to shine.
It is my time to shine. I mean, I've been waiting. I learned a lot from him, too. I learned how to do the fake, how to keep the fake. I just got to work on my passing. I should have learned that, watched him more on that. But everything else is fine.
Let's talk about your fakes. I'm telling you now, I'm not too bright up there, but I'm saying, okay, Hill has the ball. No, he doesn't have the ball. He still got it. The fake that you made when you ran that 33-yard touchdown run, that was awesome. Put it in the fullback's belly, pulled it out, went around, and I think you faked the whole Fallston team out.
Yeah, I just tried to do what I could do. I mean, Coach taught us to read, and that's just what I was doing, just reading.
Now, of course, you're state champions from last year. You've got a lot to live up to. You're in the Susquehanna division of the Upper Chesapeake Bay Athletic Conference. So, you know, it's sort of like not a burden, but it certainly is something to live up to, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of going to say, yeah, it is.
Let's talk about last year, just real quickly, the state championship. How did that feel, being part of a state championship team?
It felt great. I mean, we was down and we came back. It showed real togetherness as a family. Came together as a family. That's how we do it. That's a good way to come back.
It sure is. You played a wonderful game tonight as well. Avery, Willie, let's talk about you. I was talking about last year, I was able to sort of look down at you, and you were one of the little guys that made me feel pretty good, but my goodness, you put on size.
Yeah, well, the coach, he always tells us to always hit the weight room hard and come out here and be ready for next year.
You certainly were. Now, you're a leader on this team now. Last year, you were one of the juniors, and you sort of looked up to Aaron Henderson and to Stokes and to Wallace Boykin and so forth, but now you're one of the guys that has to show the leadership. Do you feel that way?
Well, yeah, I do, but it's going to be hard to fill big shoes, but we're doing the best we can to try.
You're 3-1 right now. You lost that very tough game to Frederick, and you need to go pretty much undefeated from here to get into the state playoffs. You can't afford another loss.
No, well, if we play as a team, then I believe we could go to states again.
Well, I'm certainly rooting for you, obviously, as I root for all Harford County teams. Anthony, let's go back to you. 12-7 at halftime. Fallston was giving you guys everything you could handle.
Yeah, they was. I mean, we was down a little bit. A lot of heads was down on our team. Just had to get together, come together as a family, and just tell them to keep their heads up, basically. That's all we had to do.
Let's talk about that touchdown run of Jamal Green. He took that kickoff, ran down the middle of the field, cut it back, 75 yards, and that seemed to turn the game around for you.
Yeah, that did. Put Fallston's head down. I mean, that's what he wanted always. He always wanted to run one back. He always said he was going to run one back, and he did. That was real good.
Well, he got his run back tonight, and I know Avery is somebody who returns kicks as well. You saw what he did. He was able to catch the ball. The Cougar coverage seemed to outrun the kick, and then he just broke it back and scored.
Yeah, well, he found our blocks, and they set up a good wedge, and he just found daylight.
And he went in for the touchdown, and then you guys went on to score two more touchdowns, went up by 34-7, and then Fallston scored late in the ball game to make it a little closer at 34-14.
Yeah, well, they were fighting hard, and it would have been nice to come away with a 34-7 win, but we can't argue. We won.
It's in the W column. That's all that matters. I'm going to let you guys go and catch your bus so you don't have to walk all the way back to Aberdeen.
Yeah, we don't need that. Lord knows we don't need that one.
That's Anthony Hill and Avery Willie. Great ball game. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And there they go. Thank you now. I'm going to bring in my partner, Mark Busminski. Mark, two fine young men besides being great football players. And, Anthony Hill, here's a kid who sat down for 3 years and watched Aaron Henderson do it. He was ready when they gave him the ball as a senior.
Well, he definitely showed it tonight that he came out from under the shadow of Aaron tonight and became a leader for this team, for the Eagles for this year, and hopefully he'll take them to the state playoffs again.
And you look at the power and the depth that this team has as they keep running those running backs in, and then getting the young man who comes in from Washington State. That's a nice little gift as well.
Yeah, having Jacobs on the field with them, along with Avery. What a great 1-2 punch to use, and I think if they start using the fresh legs, rotating the backs through, they're going to be a team to reckon with down the road.
We didn't ask Anthony Hill about his injury, but he seemed to be okay, and he got through this game all right. He had that bad back, but I'm sure he'll be pleased, and his coach will be pleased that he got through the game without any further injury.
Well, he definitely played. I was surprised he was playing so late in the fourth quarter. You want to try to get those players out because it is a long season, especially if you get in a playoff run. And, you end up playing 2 and 3 extra games a year, so you want to try to give those guys rest as much as possible.
Well, it was a good game tonight. We want to recap it for you real quickly. Aberdeen broke on top. Don Jacobs, the young man we talked about, went in from a yard out to 6-0 was the score. The kick was no good for Aberdeen. Aberdeen went up 12-0 as Jamal Green went for 45 yards. Again, the kick failed, made it 12-0, and that's what we thought the score was going to be. But then late in the first half, Fallston was able to fall on an Aberdeen fumble, and then going over from 3 yards out was Matt Bowen, and that made it 12-6. The point after by Sullivan, Dan Sullivan, made it 12-7. And that's where we stood at half. Fallston came out. They had a chance with a 15-yard penalty at the end of the first half. They kicked it off deep in Aberdeen's territory, but the kick rolled down, picked up by Jamal Green, and he ran it 75 yards, almost untouched. 20-7 was the score at that point. Then it became 28-7 as the young man you met, Anthony Hill, went in from 33 yards out on a quarterback keeper, and Hill ran in for the 2-point conversion, 28-7. And then it was 34-7 as another young man you met, Avery Willie, went in from 31 yards out. The kick was good, and that made it 7 at that point. And then late in the ball game, a 56-yard pass play from Mark Rohde to Kevin Rohde. The kick by Sullivan was good, and that was our final score at 34-14. Mark, any closing thoughts or comments?
Just both teams, I think they came out and played a well first half. and Fallston needs to keep their heads up because they were able to do a lot of good things, and they're going to give some teams in the league and the divisions a lot of fits with how they just have ball control. So they need to keep their heads up, and they need to just work on a few things, and I think they'll come out with several victories this year. So both teams did a great job tonight.
Mark Busminski, thanks again for your great help, and for our partner who's now gone somewhere, Frank Mazzanotti. Where is it that Frank goes? We're not real sure.
We don't know.
Yeah, we're not going to disclose that. He just sort of disappeared on us, but did a great job as always. And the Harford Cable Network folks with their instant replay tonight, we were pleased that they were able to do that. Another wonderful job for them. And again, thank you for tuning in all year long to the Harford Sports on the Harford Cable Network. I'm Don Morrison for my partner Mark Busminski and the missing Frank Mazzanotti. We want to say good night to you. Our final score, the Aberdeen Eagles winning by 34-14 to go 3-1. Fallston drops to 1-3. Again, good night, everyone.
You've been watching the HCN Sports presentation of the High School Game of the Week, showcasing the finest in local prep sports from around the county. Brought to you by Harford Cable Network, your county connection.